Hello, 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 hello. Welcome to the stream. Today we're gonna be looking at this week's edition of Weekly Shonen Jump. We're gonna be looking at Kagurabachi. I think it's chapter 75 or something that dropped, or 74. I don't know which one it is. I think it's 75. Not sure. And Ichi The Witch number 30. Let me change the title, but I think I have 74 in the title. I think it's 75. I'm not sure. I haven't been spoiled on anything yet, so we're gonna see how this goes. And yeah. I was just finishing up eating my dinner. Just getting some fries, sweet potato, some kind of bacon type meat, and like a curry sauce with like tomatoes and stuff in it. But yeah, while I wait for like some people to get in here, I'm gonna be reading through Ichi the Witch first. I hope the opacity is not like too see-through, because if it is, then you know you can't really see too much. But if I show too much, you know, I might get a like strike or something from YouTube, which I also don't want. But yeah, we're just gonna have to see how this goes. And yeah, if anyone has any questions or anything while we're doing this, then feel free to let me know. So this is Ichi the Witch number 30, chapter 30. Came out today. I've been reading it for a while now. I think since like chapter 12 or something, I started reading it. And I haven't really talked about it too much with people. Maybe because it's like still newish. And sometimes the art style is like very chibi-esque. But I'm liking the story so far. It's been pretty fun so far, so interested in seeing where it goes. I know a lot of people were saying that like one of the female lead was like kind of like Gojo in a way. So yeah, it's interesting. We'll see where it goes from here. I like this cover page. It's the new guy that's gonna join our party with his sister, and then they have the party on the left, and then some of the witches on the bottom right, and the evil guys on the bottom left. It's cool. So we left off last chapter, I believe, with the people invading the palace because they want to get Bakugami. So now they're kind of just going forward with that mission. And they're just screaming throughout the city that he's dumb, which, you know, they don't like. So it's like, come back here, catch them, mouthy little brat, come down here. And then he just keeps screaming, Bakugami's a big dum-dum, he sucks. And then she's obviously trying to distract him. So it's like, the wanted criminals went that way, go capture them. Then we have our MC. Well, not MC, but main guy that we're following this arc. And I don't think he's human, this guy. But he's like a bad guy that we're currently following. He's like, what's all this noise outside? Or maybe this is like Bakugami's true form. I don't know. I didn't really understand it too well. It might just be Bakugami's true form. But we'll see. Yeah, I think it is his true form, judging by like where he's sitting. So what I'm thinking right now is that he's like inside of like what we see as Bakugami. So maybe he's like a small guy, and like as his shell grows, he like becomes stronger or whatever. Anyways, and I was really getting into it too. Do they not know I'm busy having an imaginary conversation with Lord Hate? Yeah, I don't think he's Bakugami because he's acting like he is having a conversation with him. So maybe he might be one of his like main servants or whatever. But no, of course they had to ruin it. Humans are such vulgar, irredeemable creatures, aren't they? We really have to exterminate them as soon as possible. Yeah, he's speaking as if he's not a human himself either. Don't you agree, Lord World Hater? Oh, who is this? This is an owl. Ah! Oh, he's strong. What now? Real one's inside? And you can't pull it out? Won't go through the walls, huh? Well, guess I have no choice. Oh, this is Deskara. She's fighting him from the outside. Yeah, so it is like a shell. Splitting this sucker open. Lindell. Yeah, it's a shell. Yikes. There really is something in there. So which one is Bakugami? I think the owl is Bakugami then. I figured something was up when a magic was corporeal enough that even men could snuggle the thing. So this is the real you. That's cool. Okay, interrogation game. Why? Why? Why can I smell Lord World Hater on you? Human? And it's thick too. You must have gotten extremely close to them. I don't get it. Does Deskars already have a World Hater in their possession? Could be. No fair, no fair, no fair! What did you do? That close to them. Tell me, human wretch. Oh, this is a cool panel. Reminds me of the Gojo looking at Jogo and Hanami panel, where he like takes out the blindfold. What are you, the World Hater's stalker or something? Gross. Did you talk to them? Did you? It's probably a dumb question, but were they doing well? Did they mention me? What magic are you? Speak. I am the joyous sorrow magic. I stand by Oh wait, World Hater is the main antagonist, the one who she fought together with Toge Ice. Okay. Sup, Alphobeat? Welcome to the stream. What magic are you? Speak. I am the joyous sorrow magic. I stand by Lord World to raise humanity. I am a human hater magic. Yeah, so this... I don't get it. Which one is Bakugami then? Would you like a demonstration? Oh, you can puppeteer them. Where am I? Clean into... Yeah, this is like a shell. What we were thinking was Bakugami. Lord Bakugami! Who dared do such a thing to you? Dreamer, awaken. To you, I return your soul. Oh, that's crazy. So he was like sucking up the sorrow of the whole country the entire time. And now he can just return it whenever. That's crazy. That's a crazy power. Because imagine you haven't felt sorrow for like 4 or 5 years, and all that sadness is just building up inside of the creature, and then he just returns 5 years worth of sorrow to you. Dude. Daddy. What? Mia? Darling, where have you two been? It hurts. I'm cold. I hurt. I'm hungry. Help me. Ah! Oh, 10 years ago. They've died, both of them. Sick, starving. Why? I'd forgotten. I'd finally forgotten. It's your fault we died. Your fault. Yours. Died. Oh, this is crazy. So when he returns them their sorrow, the most likely outcome is that, you know, they just want to get rid of themselves. Let me die, please, let me. Witch lady. Calm thyself. Knock, knock. Yeah, she has so many magics in her kit. I'm so curious to see what all she has. It was just getting good. Yo, sup, Alons? Can you hear me?
Yo.
Sup?
It's good, you live?
Oh yeah, I'm live right now.
Yo, what's good, everyone?
I started with
Late.
I started with Ichi The Witch.
It's my Ichi The Witch.
Yeah. Let me know if I'm lagging, by the way. 'Cause I don't know if I'm lagging. I feel like I'm lagging.
You did a little bit. You did a little bit a second ago. But I don't know if that's coming through on stream. Let me.
Yeah, I think I'm lagging.
Where you at?
Yeah, my internet might be cooked. I don't know. Cause it's been wonky these last few days.
I said it's been wonky.
But yeah, doesn't matter. We'll power through.
Yeah, you sound alright now.
Okay, good. It was just getting good. Hey, Gokuraku, it's been a while. What was that? What'd you do? That's my magic. I absorb human sadness and then return it to them. Concentrated many times. Oh. This is a powerful magic. So this guy, he's been like in a country, he's been a deity in that country for like 10 years. And he's been absorbing the entire country's sadness for the last 10 years, and then he can just return it to them whenever, like multiplied and concentrated.
What the fuck, man? Like, does he like have to deal with that shit though?
No.
By himself?
He doesn't feel any drawbacks.
Just passively absorb. Oh my.
Yeah.
I'd rather just take a cleave to the face, to be honest. 10 years worth of sadness. Oh, okay, bro.
I gave merely a fragment back to that one. But as you saw, those who get their sadness back go mad. Swallowed by their despair, they rage and wail in agony, wishing for death. The fools honestly thought someone would come along and just make their sadness go away for free. Humans, they're such shallow, mean, and stupid creatures. I've stored their sadness for a decade now, and soon I'll give it all back to them. On the day of the ceremony, all at once. Can you guess what'll happen? Pandemonium, despair, confused and overwhelmed. They'll cry their eyes out as they try to kill themselves and anyone else they see. Oh, this is crazy, bro. It's gonna kill the whole country. The bouquets will be blood splatters. The music will be screams and howls. It'll be a parade of human cannibalism and death. The hell? Why cannibalism? The nightmare will become reality. And every single last second of it, I will dedicate to the Lord World Hater. Yeah, we're acquiring you first. What is your trial? Speak. My trial? It's simple. Take these 10 years of sadness I've absorbed and bear it. All of it, one human. And I have the right to choose my challenger. Let's see. Richi Kagami. Perhaps I'll choose your sister. Gokuraku. Oh, that's crazy. So she's like the one who introduced the country to this demon or magic.
Mhm.
So she's gonna have to bear 10 years worth of sadness multiplied. Like everyone's sadness. That's crazy.
That's like some I don't know, do you like read One Piece? That's like Zoro taking all of the
Oh, I saw that. Yeah,
pain
yeah.
and Thriller Bark, yeah. Oh, sacrifice moves in mangas. Goated.
I don't read One Piece, but that like that thing with Zoro is so
Everyone's seen
popular.
Zoro do
Yeah,
that,
everyone's
yeah.
seen it. Everyone's seen it. But yeah, it's a good chapter. Let's move on to the main show, Kagurabachi.
Yes. Oh, no, bro. There's discussions need to be had about this shit.
All
Man.
right, chapter.
Holy shit! I can't wait for
75.
your reaction.
Okay.
But I might have to like periodically mute. But I should be here.
All right.
I'm locked
That's
in.
fine. That's fine. That's fine. Obimune, Enten, Kumiyuri. Yo, what's good, Enten? What's good? What's good? We got Alon's here.
All right. Shiny has a. I plugged the stream.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
Shiny's not read it yet. Shiny is not ready yet, so we're taking Shiny through it, reacting to the chapter.
Oh my god, bro, dude, I'm already like, it's not like a shiver, but it's like you know the feeling when you're about to witness greatness, bro. Oh my
it's
god,
so good, bro. I can't wait to see this shit.
Enten, you did come right on cue, bro. Holy. All right, so this first page, I feel like this is, I mean, it could be like a common thing in Shonen Jump, but the main thing that comes to my mind is like that panel in Sendai. I think it's like right after the chapter with like the triple domain.
I know exactly what you mean. It's like one of the first. No, I think, is it not? There's like a. Oh, we might be thinking of a different page then.
It's
There's like a page that's like split into 3.
Yeah, and it's like Yuta's in the middle, and then you have Ryu on top and like Uro on the bottom. Or
yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah,
I feel like this is a reference to that, but it could just be like a common thing in Shonen Jump. I don't know. Okay, whoa, where are they now? Is this still the rooftop?
Bro.
Crow. Oh, Crow is his movement thing, right? Okay. Oh, so he's lost his giant wings. They just scattered. Okay, she sees her dad. All the mobsters are on the ground still. Chihiro's there. Okay. If an enchanted blade is unleashed anywhere, he can detect it. Think of it as unusable. We should get out of here. This is bad. Yeah.
Oh.
But that's why. Well, he's thinking to himself. After I kill the sword bearers, it'll be a showdown between me and you. Oh my god, bro. Because they're watching. He wasn't anticipating having his daughter here. This must be unsettling for him, to say the least. If we're gonna capture his daughter, it's now or never. Bank it? Yo, what?
Yo.
Bro!
Yo!
Bro! No way!
Bro, when I saw that, I was like, bro, the Toto hate was so real. It was so justified when I saw that panel. Toto certified bum.
Dude, I'm losing it, bro. I didn't even realize that her head was already cut off on the first page here, bro. Like, I was scrolling down. I'm looking at this, dude. I see like her head's on the floor, but I didn't realize it was already like gone before he even opened Kumiyuri. That's crazy, bro. No way, dude. Oh my god, bro. This is like this is the third page, bro. Jeez. Banquet. Okay, so that makes sense because
right, sorry,
Kumiyuri is like,
come back, my bad.
Yeah, that's fine. Kumiyuri is like with the geishas, I think. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
No! Bro.
No! No! No!
Nah, this
no, bro.
No, bro. Ah.
No way, dude.
Bro.
He lost his hand, his arm, his head, everything, dude. Holy.
Chat. Whoever's in chat right now, bro, I know they're laughing. Bro, your reaction's so good to that.
Bro,
Holy shit.
Dude, Toto's body isn't even on the ground yet, bro. Her head dropped,
I
her
know.
body's still falling, and he's so fast. He cut him up. Oh my god, in the meantime, bro, he cut him up so fast, bro. Oh
Oh,
my god, bro. This is
dude,
insane.
you have no idea.
No way, bro. I swear this was gonna be like Cheeto's enemy to take down. What? Oh my, I need a sip, bro. This is crazy. Okay.
Trust me, it gets better.
Okay. He's there. He's on like the water tank or whatever. She's looking at her dad. When he draws Tobimune, he uses these dancing feathers to sense his surroundings. Oh yeah, that makes sense. He's gonna probably copy him, right? One of Tobimune's powers is Crow. You can swap locations with any of the dancing. Yo, this guy's like a walking Minato. No way. I thought it was just like movement enhancing, but he can just straight up
Nah, he's got straight
teleport.
up boogie woogie with this shit, bro.
No way, bro. Bro, this guy's at the top of the verse. No. This is like Shiba's entire bag is just one of his moves.
Yeah.
That's oh my god. Okay. What on earth is going on? Bro, did you guys break the seal? No, we didn't. She did it on her own. Redo it then. Do you have anything to say to me after such a long time? All this time, father, Wait, how can you still talk? Oh, father. Wait! His blade's melting? Wait, no, her eyes. No, her eyes. No, I don't even want to turn the page. Her eyes, I can already see it, dude.
I promise you, you have no idea what's coming.
Oh! Is it like an illusionary ability? Like, they get vertigo or whatever? The building? No, it's not the building, it's our interstate. This is... Yeah. Banquet. Okay, so he's still alive. Okay. Good. He's still alive. Okay. Okay, thank God.
Bro, they had us in the first half, man. They had us in the first half.
Thank God, dude.
Bro.
Okay.
I know you were stressed. Everyone was stressing for a second when
Oh
they were
my
down there.
God.
There's no way Hirohiko goes out like that, bro.
Okay. Thank God. Okay. Reassess. He's still alive. Okay. Banquet. One of Kumiyuri's powers is Banquet. It causes intoxicating hallucinations. Okay. Yeah. So it's like vertigo. Okay. That's cool.
Yeah.
Hirohiko made
It's
the
OP as
first
fuck
move.
though, like damn.
Yeah, cause like he straight up thought that he got the kill, and he just didn't hit him.
Yep.
Okay.
And fucking what's Aizen's shit called?
Yeah, that's good. Okay. Hirohiko made the first move. Samado's cuts were an illusion. Where is he? It even produced the sensation of slicing. Mr. Samura was taken by surprise.
That's interesting.
Yeah, dude, that's crazy because he's blind. So
yeah,
he's using his blade to
mimicking
sense.
physical sensation as well.
Yeah, dude, this is like Kyoka Sugetsu. This is Aizen.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
I mean, I feel like there's definitely some inspiration there.
His daughter's presence must have
Bleach has never inspired anything before.
True. Alright, so she's in the back. The mobsters are still going for her. These guys weren't affected.
Oh, Chihiro, she's so cold. It's so cold. You know exactly.
Summer, no excuses. Protect your daughter. True. Protect.
Bro said, forget about me. Protect your daughter now. Bitch ass, bro. Oh,
okay,
so good.
Okay. This is good. What about you, Cheeto? I'll get the sorcerer. Oh, Toto's alive too! Let's go!
Yeah.
Okay. Good. This is good. Dude, that Third page was crazy,
Yeah.
bro. Okay.
I'm
Community
just
is
waiting till you
really
see the
useful.
end.
See, your wounds are serious. With Community's abilities, we can get away. You don't have to get risky here. Let me get risky. If we miss this chance, there won't be another. We need to get his daughter. Tell the truth. There's no way your mind is thinking that far ahead. True. This guy's a loser, bro. There's no way he's thinking that far ahead. I won't let it end like this. That's all it is, right? Continue or quit. Just like a kid always wanting to play just one more game. Is it that obvious? Totally. How long have we known each other? Oh, so they've known each other for a while. No quitting. One more time. Oh, Cheeto's there, because Kudo's there. Okay.
Oh, this shit's so fucking cool, man.
Besides, he's already coming. The first Kudo is for detection. A beginner has a limited range using Kamiyuri. I'll search inside the hotel. I know the Kamiyuri's abilities. Also, he's already known it. Okay.
Yeah. The hero knows all this shit.
Yeah, true, because his father made them. Probably, like, told him.
Yeah, like, he knew about Cloud Gouger and all that stuff.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
Soju had it.
It's just we don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Okay. This time I'm prepared. That's why I used Nishiki to strengthen my inner ears. Oh, right, because your sense of balance is, like, determined by your ears, right? Okay. Well, that's cool. He can make the fish, like, so small that he can strengthen his ears. Don't worry, I'll go after the daughter. And this time, I'll win. Okay. Oh, they're fighting in Speed Blitz mode now. This is like, what Soju and Cheeto were doing.
Can we appreciate, Hirohiko just said he'll go for the daughter and win? Like, while Samura's there protecting his daughter.
That's crazy.
Who the fuck does he think he is, bro? That panel is... I love when those two clash. Chihiro just fucking zipped down that hallway.
That's so fire, man. He's fast. Oh, but he's not using the special sword style right now. Neither are. They're just like clashing normal. You better actually try to kill me this time. Last time, I didn't know the Kumiyuri's whereabouts. Now that I found it, I have no issues with killing you. Okay.
It's fair game now.
Bro, where is Kuguri, bro? Where is this guy?
It's not Kuguri you gotta worry about.
Tokyo. Seiichi Samura is the Hishoku's most powerful weapon right now. We must wield him wisely and then sacrifice him for the great... Dude, this is exactly what I was saying, bro. I made that video. This is the last video I have up on my channel. But I said that, dude, I predicted it so long ago, bro. He's gonna die and his blade is gonna go to Iori. It has to. It has to, bro. It has to. Alright, I'll read again. Seiichi Samura is the Hishoku's most powerful weapon right now. We must wield him wisely and then sacrifice him for the greatest possible gain. That's his fate. Okay. Dude, this guy is second in command. The guy with the trees. Hot Shaku. Okay. And we know this is a while ago because the owl is still there. Okay. So they were already moving close to him before he got there. Okay. One key to sealing his fate is his daughter. Depending on how the battle in Kyoto is going, we'll fire 2 arrows? Okay. 2 arrows? Oh, so they're in the Kyoto hotel, so they're in Tokyo. So they're like a good distance
You'll understand
away.
what this means in a second.
Okay. Deep down, right below us, lies the shit. Bro, how do they know all of this, bro? The mole in the mole in the Kamunabi, bro.
Oh,
bro, the mole in the Kamunabi, bro. That's the only way they know all of this. Because how did he even know about the stuff that went on in the island? Deep down, right below us lies the Shinichi. Alright, okay. So it's like the seal is almost complete. You see like the higher ups from Kaminabi looking down at it. Tiberius, welcome to the stream. Welcome. Shiba better pull up on Yura or the side eye needs to grow. True. Where is he right now? And Kaminabi's headquarters, quite the obstacle. Oh dare, this is gonna be rough. Dude, what happened to his eye?
It's been like that for ages. I think he's always been like that.
True, it has.
But what happened to it is a good question, yeah.
Because you know how, I think you were the one talking about it like last time, about how like the rings, how some of them have rings in their eyes. Well, one of his eyes has like those weird rings too, and the other one's like a normal eye.
Yeah, it's strange.
Okay, so now we catch up to present, like the present day, present time, because the sky's clear again. It appears it's time. Oh, so he's gonna use the trees to like go down? Okay.
Bro, they're making... Bro. Yeah.
Okay, that's it. That's the chapter.
Bro, so that's what they mean by 2 hours. It's like, while Samura is busy, and Hirohiko and Chihiro are tied up on the other side, they're just going, like, they're going all in. They're just storming the Kaminabi, bro, and going for the Shinichi.
Dude, you're right.
That's what he said, like, quite the obstacle. This is going to be rough, is I think their plan is dead ass. Like, they're going to use their mole. This is where I think we're going to find out who the mole is, because I think they're going to help them. But this is what I'm saying, right? This is what where my mind's going. It's like they've said, we've got two sides. We've got the enchanted blade wielders of Samura, Chihiro, and Hirohiko in one place with one fight, right? It only makes sense that, so those are the strongest of the enchanted blade wielders right now. It makes sense that a completely separate fight is had between the strongest non-enchanted blade sorcerers. So Azami, Hiyuki, and Shiba, now is your time. This is their fight, surely. Because there's no way we just let these two storm into the Kaminabi HQ, go down to the lower levels and take the Shinichi. Are you telling me none of those three are going to be involved in this?
Dude, that's good. You know who's there too? Our boy Hakuri.
That's true.
I don't know if he's recovered yet, because it's, you know, he had the brain damage.
Oh, they want him gone as well.
Yeah, because his ability is just troublesome. It's annoying to get around. Yeah.
But I think this is a really good reason to have a fight, to have like encounters between strong sorcerers with no enchanted blades involved, because they're busy somewhere else right now.
That's good. But dude, part of me also feels like they're gonna use this opportunity to kill the other three sword bearers, because they were in like separate positions and like the fortresses. Then they got moved away somewhere in secret, and I think Shiba did it with his teleporting or whatever. But there's only one place that they could hide them now that has enough manpower to protect all of them at once. It's the headquarters.
Yeah,
right?
They might all be there.
So they might all be there, yeah. So if they get to kill them now too, then it's a 2-for-1. Because they get the Shinichi, which will be freed up. And then they also get to kill the sword bearers. Dude, this is crazy, bro. Crazy chapter.
Bro, Hakuzono's, but like things have just been ramped up. Like we're going Yura and like not even some lower level Hishaku. Like Yura and his second in command have pulled up to make the first move against the Kaminabi. I just think that's crazy.
Dude, it's gonna be a crazy chapter, bro. Oh my god, dude, it's getting so good.
And I think there's no way they have the confidence to do this without knowing they got support from their mole inside, who day by day I get even more certain that it's Azami.
Agreed.
I don't know why, it just makes me even more sus of Azami.
Agreed. But let's see, they have 3 guys in Kyoto right now. They have Hirohiko, Toto, and Kuguri. And then the main 2 leaders are in Tokyo.
Yeah.
But that still leaves 5 members.
Yeah. The woman, who we haven't seen at all.
Yeah, but I mean, I feel like they're gonna be here too, right? Or is it just gonna be the 2 of them?
You gotta be, right?
I mean, they're strong enough, but strong enough to take down the entire Kaminabi? I don't think so.
Bro, no, but you gotta think, like, okay, to be fair, we don't know where Hiyuki is. She's busy doing something. Shiba doesn't want to get involved with the Kaminabi. Azami might be a traitor, but you still got them higher up Donnies who like trained Azami and Shiba and kicked their asses.
Yeah,
Al-
yeah.
Also, I think he is I think the little dude
Yeah, he's
who
he's strong.
was the first person. He's strong. I think he's a candidate for traitor
Oh, really?
because he was the first person Samura told
Oh.
about the malediction thing, and he's been given that sort of like very briefly given that sort of mentor role to Azami and Shiba, a bit more importance than the rest of them. That's literally it. But when it comes to like potential, like realistically, we're working with nothing here. So it's just another
True.
name to add to the list.
Let me read chat real quick. Hyuki will be there for sure, but I wonder where they are keeping Hakuri. I think it's just in the HQ. Because it's the only place they can protect everyone at once right now. With like how spread out their manpower was before.
Yeah.
They just went for an option to condense all their manpower instead. Shiba may still not want the Kaminabi to know he is involved.
That's true.
Yeah. Maybe.
I mean, we did kind of get a little teaser for Yura vs Hiyuki
How?
back in
Oh yeah,
what was it,
you're right. When he ran from
Rakuzaichi?
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So we might see more interactions there because they have met before. There was a bit of a. They both seemed like relatively confident. Like Yura wasn't scared or worried, and Hiyuki definitely wasn't backing down from that. There's potential there. I think also there's this thing with like Yura and Shiba, where like Shiba's just that obstacle that they're constantly having to worry about because of his teleportation.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't be hard if Shiba did decide to just go, fuck it, I'll help out. Like, it wouldn't be difficult for him because he can just move around like that.
Dude, you got my mind racing, bro. I think I might have to publish my trader video this week. Because if it is gonna get revealed next week, oh, dude. Like, the thing is, I feel like the same way how I felt with like My Hero. There's like enough setup to pinpoint like a few people. But if I wait too long to make that video, because I have like a whole script written out of like my thoughts on it. If I wait too long to publish it, they might just reveal it next chapter because the plot is.
I don't think it'll be
fast.
next chapter, but I think it'll be soon.
Yeah. But if I like do it too soon, then I might not have all the info. But I might just do it this week. Shiba could have hideouts all over the place since he can teleport. Yeah, I think I agree with that. We still haven't seen Hyuki use the full flame bone as well. Yeah, that's definitely coming soon. It's coming soon.
I think we need a sorcerer fight, not a blade fight. Like we need. It seems like this is a. Well, actually, this reminds me. In this chapter, it looks like Yura's the one using the tree sorcery. Like he's actively using it because it's like him bending down.
Yeah, but I think I told you this in DMs once, but I think his ability isn't anything that we've seen yet. I think his ability is like kind of like Crollo from Hunter x Hunter, that he can just like take and share abilities with his team, because everyone can use the teleport. It looks like he's able to use the trees. Wait, no, it's not him using the trees. It's not. No, I'm looking at it right now.
That's like
the guy has like he has the coat and like the white pants.
What's Bo bending down for then? Why does it look like he's leaning in?
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Because Yura has a full black outfit and the other guy has white pants.
Interesting.
Okay. I feel like his ability is gonna be like sharing abilities with his teammates.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
Like, cause he on his own, he's strong, right? But I don't think he's like super OP. That's why he wants the Shinichi.
He was getting outpaced by Cloud Gouger Chihiro.
Yeah. He was like still calm and stuff. But it wasn't like he was gonna beat him on his own, you know? Or unless he's like holding back a lot. Dude, this panel is crazy, bro. Holy.
Bro, when I saw that shit, oh my god.
Insane April Fool's joke, bro. Holy. Like 2 weeks too late, but dude, crazy.
I was like, there's no way. There's just no way. I was like, my first thought was that dude with the fucking that Hishaku with the long neck. I was like, he's definitely got some technique that just lets him stitch people back together. He'll reattach Hirohiko's head, but I was coping so hard.
I can see that. I can see that. If he actually.
And then
died.
I saw, bro, Kumayuri seeing the like banquet ability. That shit's so OP. Because it not only was like, it's not just a sensory, like a visual.
Yeah, no, it
hallucination.
messes
It
all
literally
your
made
senses.
Samura feel like he cut something.
That's crazy. See, Azumi and Yura parallel with their introductions being only to Kunoshige and neither using sorcery. If they, it would probably be straight hands. Oh, you mean Chihiro and Yura parallel? Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, I could see that. I think they are kind of parallels in a way, but more so opposites. I don't know, dude. This.
I
this
think I
cooking,
cannot tell what Hokuzono is cooking.
Ah,
He's so
dude.
good at like he gives us a little taste, right? Like he reveals something or he gives us something, but he never gives us the full picture.
Never.
So like he's done the reveal of like what the big thing that the Sword Master did was, right? And I felt like that was going to be enough. I felt like that was going to leave me satisfied. But there are so many things that are still that I just want to know what the fuck is going on. And Hokuzono is just constantly edging us. Like
It's
I genuinely have no
so
clue where he's
good.
going with this.
Also, why was Hirohiko talking about father? Why was he trying to?
Yeah, I thought he knew that. Why is he going like, oh, father? As if he's just learning this. Like, he knew that, no? Whole point.
I'm confused on that.
Oh, wait, no, he's taking the piss out of Samura.
Is he? Maybe.
I think he's mocking him. I think he's going like, oh, father. Like, she's going, oh, father, like, what? She's berating him. And then Hirohiko's playing the mental game. I think she's mocking him.
Okay. Okay, that could be it too, yeah.
Hirohiko, she? No, I'm getting confused now. He's mocking him. And Iori was being, like, talking. Iori was saying to Samura, like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, talk to me. And then Hirohiko's mocking it. That's it, yeah.
We gonna finally get some fights that don't got blades. Time for some hand-to-hand battles upcoming. Yeah, I'm interested in that. I'm interested. Because if it does like a
that
pop
this series
switch,
is lacking, is like, I know it's a series about the Enchanted Blades, but like, give us something that isn't just Enchanted Blades, you know?
yeah.
Because it's such a cool world. There are so many cool abilities. Like, we haven't seen an actual just like straight up hands fight.
I think we're gonna get it soon though. We have to, unless he really wants
so.
to keep it swordplay and magic only.
Chihiro played this so well. Like, bro really baited Samura. He was like, right, Iori's here. I'm going to draw my sword. And I'm going to know that Samura's not coming for me. Because you got to protect your daughter. He's like, you focus on your daughter and leave me the fuck alone so I can go and hunt this guy down with my enchanted blade. Like, that's why he's just so composed this whole time. Knowing exactly what he's doing. And Hirohiko clocks on. And is like, that's why, I think, was it last chapter, Hirohiko was like, in that mentality of, oh, might as well draw my sword if Chihiro's drawing his, because he clocked what Chihiro was doing.
Yeah.
And was like, okay, so I should be safe to fight Chihiro like this now, because Samura's going to be busy protecting his daughter.
Dude, oh,
So well played.
this chapter is so good, man.
Yeah, it's actually good.
I'm still shocked. I'm
fake
still
out-
shocked. That
The
was
fake
crazy.
out was such a good way to open it. To reveal like that ability is such a good way of doing it.
Bro, I'm still confused. What is Kuguri doing?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man.
What is he doing right now? He should be on the rooftop too.
Like, he's not actually. There's no way he's like spending this long fighting fodder. You know?
Unless he dipped. He dipped. He must have dipped.
Yeah, I mean that's what we're saying, right? Is if he is calling the Hishaku, if Yura's calling the Hishaku, like they don't have to be where those two are. They could be spread out, hitting from different points. They could be going to different locations if the sword bearers are in different locations. Like we don't know what the fuck they're doing. But I reckon they've been called back by Yura.
I think so. Because hold on, let me see if I could get the other chapters, the older chapters. Where did I put them? Wait, maybe I can find it on just like read Kagurabachi.
You know what else is crazy as well?
What?
Yura and Hashaku, they were waiting there, right?
Yeah.
And when they saw that Samura's owl left and it was gone, they were like, ah, finally, it's time. That means they knew full well one of them was going to pull a blade.
Oh, yeah.
Like, they either like, what you're saying about the tattoos being like a shared thing.
Mm-hmm.
Either they have a way of, like, sharing information with each other. It's either that. Poto is literally could have just been dipping back or forth, telling Yura what's going on, right?
Oh,
or
yeah.
Yura's actually just played an insane mental game here, and like Deadass just pulled an Aizen and has literally planned for one of them to draw a blade and cause a distraction. Because they were waiting for it. They were sitting there waiting for Samura to jump out the sky.
Also,
which means they had to know that someone was drawing a blade.
Bro, is the Kaminabi stupid? Do they not have like visual surveillance around their headquarters?
I'm saying, bro, they're standing out in the middle of public. Like, what?
Do they not have like facial recognition cameras like they do in real life?
Fuck facial recognition cameras. Everyone knows, if you work for the Kaminabi, you know who the Hishaku are. Have a fucking guard up there at least.
Yeah.
Like, have an actual dude there. It doesn't matter now, because it's not like anyone's going to miss the massive tree growing out of the floor, but...
True. I'm looking for the chapter. Where were they?
I still, to this day, compare this arc
right
to
here.
Shibuya. I think it's very different to Shibuya. It's more... I think it's much closer to the Kenjaku Mahito side of Shibuya than everything else.
Look, they got to the rooftop. Rose there with Iori, and they're like moving towards them, and then Kuguri steps out of the elevator. He starts fighting with Ro. So get back. The mobsters show up. Dude, I feel like the top of this building also kind of gives me the same vibes as like Yuta's domain. Even though it's just steel beams, it's just like the top of a building.
It's a great aesthetic.
Yeah, it's so good.
That was so cool.
It's so good.
A great environment. This brainwashing shit is interesting as well.
Yeah.
We haven't circled back to that, but that's been a thing for like
couple chapters
for a while now.
Yeah. Where is it? What's the, like? They get to the top.
No, I still don't understand what, like, I get that Hishaku is strong, but we're talking about Kamanabi headquarters here.
Look, at this point, Bro isn't even fighting Koguri anymore. He just left. I don't get it. Where is he? What was he
must
planning?
have just been, I think he's just been called back for something.
But you know what scares me? He has his own ability still, because he's not contracted to a blade yet. Yeah. So he still has his own ability that he could use, right?
Yeah, that's very true.
And what if it's like invisibility or something? I doubt it, but you know.
I mean, it literally could be anything. Like, we have no idea.
Like, what if he just shows up and then he's the one who kills Samura? With the help of Hirohiko, of course, but...
That's a great point, because invisibility is really going to help against the guy who's blind anyway.
Oh, I'm stupid. But yeah, you get my point. Like, it could be anything. It could really be anything.
Yeah. No, I get you. That's the thing, I think Hokuzono's done such a great job with this. Because Samura is like OP as fuck. If he wanted to, he could wipe the Hishaku out in an instant, right?
Yeah.
But Hokuzono's made it so that he is like, right now, Samura is the strongest character power-wise, but he's also just the easiest to manipulate because he's like mentally vulnerable. That's why they're after his daughter in the first place. Basically, to leverage. Like the Hishaku having such a, he was literally saying, Samura's a tool, and then we'll get rid of him when his use has been served. And it's like Samura could wipe them all out, but he's just so easy to manipulate because of how like vulnerable he is with the whole daughter thing, and just his trauma in general. That the Hishaku are just using him. It's such a good way of making an OP character like a reason for them to not just resolve everything themselves, because he's just so easy to be manipulated by the Hishaku.
Yeah.
I think it's great.
Yeah, agreed. Agreed.
I
Also,
think Samura's not going to get a nice ending. I think he's walking straight into their trap right now.
now that I think about it, right? I don't even think Summer's gonna die here. So, while you were saying all of that just now, like a thought popped into my head, right? Yura and the tree guy, or Hachaku, whatever you want to call him, they're invading HQ right now.
Yeah.
If the 3 sword bearers, and maybe even Swordmaster, because we know he's been locked up forever, if all of them are down there, right? And Samura's main goal before remembering his daughter was that he was gonna kill them first and then go after the Hishaku, right?
Yeah.
So what if like they make him switch targets? Cause at some point, where is it? When it's like when Yura's on screen. Right here. Yura still thinks of Samura as the Hishaku's most powerful weapon. So that means to this day, or like to this point in time, he still believes he can manipulate him. So
Yeah,
if
I mean, they have an agreement, right?
Yeah.
He was meant to get the information, and Samura goes and kills them. So he's still like on board with the plan.
They don't even need to win against the Kaminabi right now. They just need to infiltrate it and then find the sword bearers. And then they direct Samura in that direction, get him to do all the chaos. And then in the meantime, they go and steal the Shinichi.
Yeah, so then they, but that's the thing that Uraha was talking about though, right? Is I'm pretty sure it's something like that. I think that is the Hishaku's plan, is to get like Samura's going to kill off all the sword bearers. They're going to take the swords and then have the swords. In the Hishaku's mind, it seems they think they can take Samura. But Uraha said something, and I'm pretty sure it was in the context of if the Hishaku have the rest of the enchanted blades and Samura has his, who would win that fight? And Uraha says it's still in Samura's favor.
Ooh.
Like, so Uraha sits there and thinks about it when he hears Samura's plan, and he's like, it would then come down to like Enchanted Blade Hishaku versus Samura, but that would like,
Still,
could they actually take down Samura with that? I don't think they could. That's what Uraha said. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think
that's an experience thing, right?
Yeah, I think that's why they want his daughter to be able to manipulate him better. Yeah, leverage. Alright, so they might not be able to beat him in a fight, but they can beat him strategically.
Well, we also don't know that. Like, Uraha is...
He could be wrong.
It's a reliable source.
He could be
wrong. We don't know what the Hishaku can do.
Yeah.
Like, I think if Yura's confident, then I'm more inclined to believe Yura. Because he kind of has more information than the rest of us.
And there's something else, like, so this... People were talking about this, like, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, when those chapters came out. But, you know how Uraha and Samura are the fastest swordsmen because they use the EI White Purity style?
Yeah.
Okay, so they were, like, speculating that the others might have different sword styles because they were just as strong, just as good, but they were not using EI White Purity, so they must have some other sword style that makes them still on that same level, right? And we know Kuguri has, like, really good knowledge of all this stuff. I feel like he's gonna be one, like, if he gets his blade right now, he'll grow so much faster than Chihiro and Hirohiko.
I think so.
I feel like he's gonna use, like, one of the sword styles that the other sword bearers use.
Mm-hmm.
I mean...
See,
yeah.
the thing with that, right, is... The way I'm thinking of it, because you're right. Like in general, you've got like Samura's just objectively the fastest, but then Samura's not like even. We don't even know. Like we know that Swordmaster and the Shinichi is the strongest, but beyond that, we don't know if there even is a definitive ranking.
Right.
Right. It's just there is like this trait of he's the fastest. Uraha kind of is given this slightly inferior position because of his status as like Samura's apprentice. I think there's
Right.
always been this kind of hierarchy between them a bit.
Yeah.
But in terms of the rest of the sword bearers, they don't have white purity EI, but they'll have something, and it reminds me of like so I don't know if anyone knows about like Star Wars, but there's
Oh, the
lots of
different
lore
forms.
behind the lightsaber forms, right?
Right.
So you have like forms that are very aggressive
right.
and fast and overwhelming. You have a form dedicated to purely defense,
Right.
like a defensive form, which is really good for dealing with very fast, aggressive forms, right? So like I feel like there's a really good avenue here to go into this sword play where you have speed and then you have your like someone who's like effectively a tank, like is just a defensive god, and then making that play in well with like the ability of the
I think that's gonna be Subaru,
blade.
the sushi guy, the old man.
Yeah,
He's gonna be a tank.
Like I think that's because Samura's like his stuff is a bird, right?
Yeah.
And he's got that kind of like speed thing. I don't know, it just kind of works. I think it's maybe there's an opportunity here for Chihiro to kind of do what we all think he's going to do, go around and like learn something from everyone.
I agree.
Like Chihiro knows EI white purity, but he also learns, another style and another style. And then he's also got this Arca ability, which Hokuzono really hates showing us Arca. But all of the moves are important when it comes to an enchanted blade, and Enten has a purpose here. We think it is the enchanted blade killer.
Agreed.
I think Arca is going to have he seems to have this thing of like, again, even when they were talking about how he has his father's talent for like
his eyes.
Learning and understanding and that stuff, right? It's like he's got this thing where he's collecting knowledge and
he's gonna learn all of it. He has to.
Yeah, exactly.
Because if it's
We're
like
playing Pokemon here,
it's like what you said. We don't really know if there's like a definitive power ranking between the sword bearers. So maybe it's like a rock paper scissors type thing where like the speed beats attack beats defense, or like the other way around, and defense beats speed. I don't know, right? It could be like something like that. And then for him to beat like Hishaku members who are using a different style, he would need to know other styles to be able to beat them. And since he has like his Rokuhira eyes or whatever, he can just copy those styles as he goes along, and he'll learn them all.
Because what I've found about EI White Purity, right? Because what it is stated is Samura was the best swordsman. Oh no, it was the fastest.
Fastest, yeah.
Sorry, yeah. But it seemed very much like when we've seen EI White Purity style used, it's almost always been in a sword fight, like Hirohiko versus Chihiro, Samura versus Uraha, like Kuguri versus Chihiro. It seems like a good thing for sword fighting. But if you imagine Mr. Treeman, right, versus an
versus
EI
a
White
sorcery,
Purity style,
it's different.
like is having that speed good for when you're fighting this living jungle? Like I feel like there's compatibility here, which is why other styles are going to be a really interesting thing to introduce.
And I could see that being a thing, especially because near the end of this chapter, he stops using white purity and just goes back to regular sword fighting.
Yeah.
So he's not gonna be reliant on white purity.
Exactly. I'm also I can't wait to see like how fast. I mean, I don't know whether Hokusona is gonna kind of go down this route or not, but how fast and strong Chihiro can get using like white purity with Nishiki. Like they're both just explosive stat boosting. Like I feel like putting the sword style and the blade together is something that's like really important for Hokusona to get right to make it interesting.
Yeah. And I think we kind of already hinted at that, because we know how fast he can become with Nishiki, and we know how fast he can become with white purity style. But the thing about this arc was that he was supposed to learn sword fighting so that his abilities could become better when using the blade. So I mean,
Yeah.
it's only natural that at some point they're going to have to show him using both at the same time, and maybe it's like further down like the line and like towards the end game or something. I don't know, but we're going to see it at some point. We have to see it. We have to.
Something else I find really interesting as well is that I think because of the war, especially among sorcerers and the Kamanabi, I think the abilities of the enchanted blades are like vaguely known. Like it's not like there's some big secret where you discover them for the first time. Like I think if Shiba fought an enchanted blade user, being a war veteran, he would know what the kit is
Yeah.
to an extent, right? Obviously I don't think anyone's got like clarity on it necessarily, other than the users. I think it's so interesting that Chihiro, every time he encounters a new enchanted blade, Hokazono draws attention to him like being the one with knowledge. Because Chihiro in so many situations now has been like, oh, that's Cloud Gouge's ice used for this or that. You know, when he analyzed what Sojo would do next.
Right.
And he was like, I know how Cloud Gouger works. He's going to figure out how to infuse the water with electricity. Chihiro only knew that based off the fact that he knows what all these blades do to a greater extent than anybody else. That's why he was like, straight away, he knows how Kumayuri works.
Yeah.
He's reinforcing his ears, and he's going in to fight Hirohiko because he knows what he's dealing with. I think being Kunishige's son, it's a really important point Hokazono is making, that Chihiro has so much knowledge about all these blades.
Dude, you're so right. It's crazy, bro. It's gonna get so much better from here.
Honestly, I think this is like such a big turning point.
Yeah, and you know what's like the crazy comparison? I saw some people last week talking about, well, it's on Twitter. You know, Twitter is like, I don't know, it's kind of hive mindish, but Twitter people will be Twitter. But anyways, my point is that they were talking about JJK comparing it to Kagurabachi, and people were saying, yeah, there's nothing better than hidden inventory in Kagurabachi. Like all of Kagurabachi is worse than hidden inventory. And I'm like, okay, sure, you can have that opinion, but if we go by like a chapter by chapter basis, chapter 75 to chapter 75, the entire run, dude, Kagurabachi is so much better, bro.
Yeah. It's good. Kagurabachi as a whole does just clear.
Dude, when that anime comes, it will skyrocket the popularity if it's adapted properly. Because if it gets like a bad adaptation like Sakamoto, I don't know.
No, I have faith in the studio they've given it to.
Okay.
Yeah, there's some good stuff on there. But yeah, it's interesting you say that, because I think a flashback arc of some kind would be really interesting. Like, we know Azami, Shiba, and Kunishige were like this trio of friends.
Yeah.
But also knowing, like, how does Kunishige know how did he meet all the sword bearers? How did he choose these people? I feel like there's so much, it doesn't need to be told, but there could be so much substance added by just having an arc where we see, like, the actual First War, but more from the perspective of Kunishige. And like how he chose these people.
That would be amazing.
I think that'd be really good. I think we'll get some kind of flashback arc. I hope we get more Kunishige or himself, you know?
Yeah. Because
he's like the biggest part of this, and just I feel like he's kind of not come up enough lately.
I think there's not, like, at the moment, there's not really like a space for it. I feel like that might come up like later in a moment of downtime. In fact, I'll do you one better. I think when they reveal and how they reveal when the traitor and who the traitor is and all that stuff, when they do that review, I think that's when we're gonna get like a flashback arc going into Rokuhira's perspective and whatnot. Because
especially if it's Azami, that would be a great reason to do a flashback.
Yeah, because I feel like the traitor most likely will be someone that Kunishige was really good with. So it's like it's either like his mom, like Chihiro's mom, because we know that she will appear in the story at one point. Hokuzono said so in an interview. Or it's Azami, or it's Shiba, or it's one of the higher ups from Kaminabi. It's someone that he knows really well, or it's the Swordmaster, because he's like the Swordmaster was apparently his best friend too at some point, or the one that he trusted the most.
Kunoshige trusted him, right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. See, this is the thing now, which I'm kind of, now that you mentioned the Swordmaster, do we know where he's being held? I thought he was always being held, like, in the depths of HQ, no?
Yeah, that's what they alluded to, but they never confirmed it.
Because I think it would be really strange if they've put they've brought the Shinichi down to where the Swordmaster is. I feel like that is the worst possible, like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's no way that I can't believe that they're that stupid if that's the case. He's got to be somewhere else.
Yeah, now that you mention it, he is somewhere. Yeah.
He has to be, because there's no way you're bringing that thing that close to him.
Yeah. And we've
Honestly,
known from like the end of
he's in the same building as it. I feel like if he was able to control it through Kiora, I feel like being that close to it, he could probably just fucking use it.
Yeah.
Like in another room, you know.
Now that you mention it, I don't think he's there, but
he's got.
I still think that the sword bearers, the other three, might still be there.
Yeah, I think that's a good bet. But also, who better like equipped to protect it as well, you know?
Yeah. Because Misaka is dead, and then you have Uraha. He's also like quote unquote dead. I don't know. I think he's alive.
Oh, but wait, but at the same time, that doesn't make sense. Does it make sense? That doesn't make sense either.
What
it kind of does. I don't know. It depends whether they. Because the problem with having all the sword bearers in the same place is they're a very strong force together, or they're easy targets to take them all out in one go.
I think that's the double-edged sword.
But we can't. Was it if they that needs to happen to kill the Swordmaster, right? Doesn't it? I can't remember how that works. How does it work again? It's like you need to, like.
No, not really.
No. It's if you kill the Swordmaster.
Yeah, that's what it is.
They'll die.
Yeah.
Right. Right. Yeah.
That's what it is.
Okay. I get it. So there's not something. It's not like if he kills all of them, then the Swordmaster dies. Okay, cool.
No.
That's fine then. Yeah, in that case, they could definitely all be there.
Because let me go back to the chapter where they showed it. Was it this one or was it the next one?
Someone was talking about on a.
I think it's the last chapter.
On a Twitter space earlier about like the whole thing. It's not as bad as the Nobara thing, but what they were saying about Uraha, and like that weird conversation between Chiba and Chihiro about Uraha's body. And,
yeah.
Like that's all that stuff. So, a really interesting, because it's still a little bit too vague to be a whole he might survive thing. But
I think
what could be really interesting is I don't think we've ever had an enchanted blade user other than the Cloud Gouger Donnie, but he was killed by the Hishaku. We don't really know what happened to him, right? Is the whole eternal contract stuff and having a sword for that long and being a contractor, we don't really know what that does to you. So the interesting thing there is like, what if they just, I don't know, like cut Uraha open to do an autopsy, which I think they said they were going to do.
Really?
And you figure out, they said something about doing an autopsy. I'm pretty sure.
And what do you figure out?
Like, well, I like, what if it's like being a sword contractor is changes you, or like there's something that they're going to learn about actually being a contractor of these swords, which no one knew before, because the only one to die was the wielder of Cloud Gouger, but we don't know what the fuck happened to his body. So what if they like do an autopsy on Uraha and we learn some really new information about like how it actually changes your body or some shit, like the eternal contracts? Because I think Hokuzono is drawing more attention to the contract side of the sword bearers now.
Yeah.
I think that could be a really interesting point. Is like, what if it actually just changes you?
I think for me the most the thing that I'd like to see most happen is that Enten is similar to Magatsumi, because you know how Magatsumi is supposed to be the nucleus and all the other swords are like kind of latching onto it. And they say that Rokuhira did that. What was it? Let me see. It's right on screen, I think.
Yeah, I'm gonna read that.
Rokuhira uses
Like,
Shinichi
yeah.
as a core and assigned to his sword as his most trusted ally. Yeah, so he linked them together to establish the eternal contracts. And the reason why he did that is because he didn't have enough energy himself, which, you know, it could be with lanterns, it could be his own spirit energy, or it could be with sacrifices, we don't know yet. But he didn't have the energy to make 6 separate eternal contracts with sorcery.
Yeah.
So he just made it once and then linked them all together. But we know that Enten was made like a long time after. So let's say he used his own energy to make them. Like, I assume if enough time has passed, that's the first meme of Kagurabachi, but if enough time had passed that he would have energy again to make a new nucleus, and I assume that Enten is that new nucleus, and that's why Enten is like the anti-enchanted blade contract, or anti-enchanted blade, enchanted blade. So the reason why none of the other blades could break each other was because they were linked. They were one and the same, essentially.
That's a really good point. So then Enten would be able to, because it's not linked to any of them.
Right. And that's why everyone was so surprised when Enten broke Cloud Gouger. Because they've never seen something like that be possible before.
Yeah, that is very interesting.
And I think
that makes sense.
I think what's his face, Samura, is genuinely trying to save his friends. I really think he is.
You're still on that train of he's like,
yeah, the Phoenix
wanting to break the contracts and then leave them alone.
Yeah. I really believe in that. Because
I see it. Because I don't see him like,
bro, these abilities,
I don't know, it's really hard to tell.
These abilities are beyond sci-fi, bro. They're like so bizarre. And they all have a theme.
Yeah.
Like, each blade has 3 abilities and all 3 have a theme. And I feel like the Phoenix, with the power to revive people after you cut them, would just be perfect. He gets to free his friends from the eternal contract. And then after that, he gets to kill the Swordmaster free of guilt.
Yeah, you break the contract.
But he's never gonna get there because he's gonna die this arc.
Maybe he figured it out. Maybe that's exactly what he wants to do. Maybe he did figure it out, and that's why he left N10 with Chihiro.
Ooh.
Like, he figured out N10 because Shiba said something about he let you off lightly because Shiba swooped in and grabbed N10 as well.
Yeah.
We have no proof he wouldn't have taken it anyway, but so Shiba said something about like, if Samura has an encounter with you again, he won't be as forgiving, and best believe he'll take N10 with him that next time.
Yeah.
And it kind of implied that it's like Samura like let them off the hook and also left N10 with Chihiro.
I really think he did.
It's also no coincidence that like we still don't know how Chihiro survived. It has to have been Samura doing something.
It has
right?
to.
It's either that or the thing of he died, Chihiro died, his eternal contract broke, and that allowed his original sorcery of like, what is it, the theories people had of like he was related to the Kiyanagi clan.
Oh, I hate that. I hate that so much.
I feel like that's a bit cheap. It's like, how the fuck are you healing yourself when you're dead? But
I hate that. You know why I hate that? Because they specifically say that the Kiyanagi healing ability only works if you want yourself to heal. And he has wanted himself to heal from injuries so many times this entire series, and it does not happen. And then you're telling me that after he dies, it suddenly happens? Bro, come on.
And he didn't have he doesn't have the contract for the entirety of like
Oh.
of this time, right? Like the contract breaks, and then he hasn't got it back until this chapter.
Oh,
when he draws
so
into.
you mean that the healing ability is innate sorcery?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So he
okay,
wouldn't
okay,
have had it, but then once the contract's broken, the only change then is that if he, because it said it doesn't replace, it just overwrites the initial sorcery, right?
Yeah.
So then it, for all we know, you could get your original sorcery back, but like,
I
this
think
is
that's
the
gonna
only
happen
time
for
we've ever
Uraha.
seen an eternal bond been broken.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we might see Uraha come back with actual sorcery.
Because you know he was like, I feel like he was kind of nerfed when we first saw him, because he didn't have his blade
I agree.
and he didn't have sorcery, so he just had a regular like katana,
Yeah.
and then he had to just kind of fight all these strong people with it, and he was just really being outclassed, and you could tell, you could really tell in the way how he was fighting that he was just outclassed. And I
That's
feel
the
like
thing is like,
if he did
Sorry, go on.
survive and he is chilling in HQ like in secret, that he might come back this arc.
this arc, I think it will be a while until we see him again if he does come back.
Really? Okay.
I think like even if it's from beyond the grave, I still think there's many scenarios where he's alive.
Uh-huh.
But even if it is from beyond the grave, Uraha will have some relevance to the plot moving forward, whether it be what
Agreed.
they discover from his body or like from like eternal contracts, whatever. But he is not. He ain't done. Like there's something. He's
Yeah.
gonna have some importance.
He
so
still
I can
has a
definitely
role
see
to
that
play.
being a thing. Yeah,
And
for sure.
it's kind of like the Nobara thing where, you know, it's set up and the payoff has to come at some point, and I just hope that it isn't
Yeah.
too late, that they just do it on time. And I think Hokazono knows, because Hokazono is such a
I think so
fan
too.
of like movies and pop culture stuff that I feel like he knows the bad, like the bad things in writing. He knows the good things. I feel like he can
Hokazono
pick and
like
choose.
seems like he consumes media, has the same complaints as the rest of us, and says,
Yeah.
"Fuck it, I'm gonna write something without those problems."
Yeah, basically, yeah. So
Yeah, I trust him. I trust him to handle it well. I'll let him cook. But yeah, I'm struggling to like figure out Saburo if he wants to kill the sword bearers because realistically he does want to kill the sword master.
yeah,
If he kills him, everyone contracted dies anyway. But what's kind of getting at me is like, does he like? For all we know, the big thing that happened, right? The only crime that these contractors have committed is keeping it a secret and pretending it didn't happen, right?
yeah,
But he's going after the sword bearers specifically. As what? Punishment? Because they're not the only ones that held the secret. Like Shiba knows, and so many people in the Kamanabi know. But he's not going after them for like to like. You know what I mean? Like, why is he wanting to kill the sword bearers? What he just wants the contracts broken and the swords to be stored away. Someone else is just going to get the contract.
I
But
don't.
why does he want them dead?
I think it's just like how should I put it? It's like he doesn't necessarily want them dead, but it's more so that it's convenient if they do. For his plan,
And
like
I
the way how he
guess-
wants his plan to work out, because he's such a mastermind type. Like he plans out everything. So I feel like part of his plan is the chaos that comes from them dying. And it could just be that everything that he's been saying up until now was just a means to an end and not necessarily his true goal. Because what he's been saying was like, yeah, my goal is to get the Magatsumi, right? And then what? What is he gonna do after that? We don't know. So I feel like it's just like a front. Like he's just saying that to like further his agenda or further his goals, but it might not necessarily be his end goal.
Yeah, it's possible. He's really hard to read. But where's the chapter where boss man is talking. Was it Samura's talking about killing the sword bearers? He talks to Uraha, right? In like 52? No, later than that. Because there's no, it's when he talks to Shiba. One second, let me find this. So, because there's some interesting wording. 59. That'll be it.
Is it 59?
Oh no, wait. I know what I'm looking for. It is.
Yeah, it might be
This
59.
No, it's 58. That's what I'm looking for here. Is when he. No, is it? Wait, what? That doesn't make sense. It might be 59.
Yeah, it is 59.
Oh, I was too far ahead. Okay. Cool. Right, yeah, he cuts down Chihiro. See what it says. You don't have to do anything now. This is the problem. As he goes to reach for the enchanted blade. Took you long enough, Shiba. Mirror why? The Hishaku. Okay, the Hishaku know about our sins. Our meaning his and Shiba's. He's addressing Shiba.
Well, not necessarily. He could just be saying our as in the sword bearers. But he could also be
But
saying...
even then, it's like it implies that the swordmaster isn't like there was the whole what they call it malediction disaster.
Yeah.
But there's still this implication that like something else happened, that the swordmasters did something. Because there's no way the Hishaku know about our sins is just the sword bearers knew what happened and didn't kill the swordmaster. Like that feels underwhelming to me with the way it's worded sometimes.
I kind of see it in two ways. So when he says the Hishaku know about our sins, the our in that sentence could be referring to the sword bearers, but it could also be referring to the group of people collectively that eventually became the Kamunabi. And we know that the sword bearers at some point were a part of that group.
Yeah.
Right? So technically the sword bearers are Kamunabi, and Shiba was also at some point part of that group that became Kamunabi. So it could be that, it could be read that way, especially because he knows, Shiba knows, and before this moment, Chihiro didn't know about those sins. So he tells, like he off-screen tells Chihiro what those sins were. It's when Chihiro wakes up and he's in the hospital and he gets his sword back. That's when Shiba tells Chihiro what the sins are. And then Chihiro later tells that to Iori, which she then later unlocks more of her memories, and then, you know, we get that whole sequence. But yeah, so he says it's like, Samura says it's like a curse that binds us forever as long as we continue to live as heroes. So I think the sin, or sins because it's plural, is like one, allowing the malediction to at some point happen again.
Yeah.
The possibility of happening again.
Or letting the swordmaster live, I guess.
Right.
Yeah.
And then the second sin is that they prioritize their own lives over that of the public, because they would essentially be killing themselves if they killed the swordmaster.
Yeah.
So that's their second sin. The first is that they allowed it to potentially happen again, and the second is that they put their own lives over the lives of the people of the country. And then a third thing that caught my eye was that, I don't know if it was this chapter, no, it was, I don't know if it was last chapter or the chapter before that, but at some point they say that Shikoku Island is still sealed off. So let's say that someone did survive, they would essentially be on an abandoned island with rotting corpses, with like the flowers and whatnot. So that could be another sin, that they potentially made people starve to death. And then there's like the whole thing about the Kiyonagi clan potentially coming from that island. That could be another sin, because let's say that they are the people from that island, then they also on their watch let those guys get hunted down.
Yeah, see, that is kind of like.
So the
what I was
sins
thinking
are
as well
building up.
is- Yeah, that's the thing is what I want to know is when they say, because this I've just read this as well, is like you're completely right in what you're saying about the sin is mainly the fact that they are prioritizing their lives over punishing the
people.
swordmaster,
Yeah.
and also like for the protection of the people, they're prioritizing themselves over that, which is definitely a sin. But he always just talks about it as his exact wording. We covered up what happened there, right?
Oh yeah, that's another
I wanna
sin.
know
Yeah.
what does covering up entail? Like, there's a difference between let's all go home and just pretend it never happened. How did they cover it up?
Hold
Like,
on,
do you
I'm
think
gonna-
they were out there? Like, do you think they? Because we also know, God forbid, Shiba did not do anything like this, but we know Shiba's got some experience in nasty interrogation tactics,
Yeah.
which he's employed a few times. Do you think they were like out there hunting down people who knew about what happened?
Oh.
Like, do you think they cleaned up the mess?
Maybe.
I think that could like covered up what happened there. Maybe there was a faction or something that like they actually had to cover it up. Like, we don't need this getting out, and then their sin is that there was an actual silencing of people who knew about this. Maybe even innocents. I don't know. Like, that's an extreme side, but
I like that. I like that.
I feel like you don't just cover it up by going, no one talk about it, no one will notice we massacred the island by accident. You know? How does that
Yeah.
happen? You don't just miss that. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, there has to be an active covering up. That is a hell of a sin, and definitely a good reason for Samura to want to kill them all. But I think you could be right in that it's just about them living as well.
Sup, Fan Toast? Welcome to the stream.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, I'm writing it down in like a word, or a notepad.
Yeah.
The different sins, because I feel like this gets brought up a lot. Because on Twitter, I saw some people talking about like, yeah, the sins feel underwhelming, but it's never been like put in bullet points, just straightforward.
Yeah.
What those sins are. And I just want to compile them real quick. Oh, you missed
What chapter did we learn about them?
the reaction on Toto and Hirohiko getting packed. How did I feel? Dude, when the
Bro, go
VOD
back and
goes
watch it,
live,
actually,
dude,
it's
I think you
good.
can just like turn the video back, bro. Like, it was insane, bro. I could not believe what I was
Yeah.
reading. I could not believe what I was reading, bro.
There's a hell of a reaction.
I think it's only like an hour back or something. Because I started with Ichi the Witch, and then I moved into Kagurabachi after that.
Okay, here's the chapter. I'm going to read that chapter again, but they reveal what happened. Give me some information. Pleased to meet you, Seiji Samura. About the sins you lot committed and the disaster that will befall this country as a result a few years from now. Also, where the fuck did the Hishaku get this information from?
Dude, I'm wondering that too. Is that part of the?
How do they know it's going to happen again?
Is that
Like,
part
where
of
did
the
this prophecy
mole?
fucking come from?
Is that part
It's
of
a
the mole?
prophecy.
Yeah,
Like,
but he says
How
it
do
is.
you, like-
But how does he know?
But unless they have a separate agenda, which they fucking might do.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like they have to at this point.
I mean, there is a theory, I think, that the Hishaku, or at least Yura, is like from the island, and this is like a plan to commit the malediction. Like, he wants the Shinichi. Like, Yura even says he's hell bent on wielding the Shinichi himself.
Yeah,
That's a really odd thing.
Because if the Hishaku's only goal is to like expose the lies, kill the swordbearer, kill the swordmaster, then why, after all of them are dead, does he plan to wield the Shinichi?
I don't know.
He claims to want to stop the malediction. So why would he make a deal out of? He outright says, "I will wield it." After killing the swordmaster. I think there's a good chance that he, like, straight up wants to take that sword for himself and do what the swordmaster did. I think he wants to cause the malediction to happen again.
Yeah,
by his own
yeah,
hand.
that could be like a self-fulfilling prophecy thing. But you know,
Like,
there was like this talking point how the sword, like the wielder of the sword determines the true realm of the sword. I feel like he wants to have the sword. Like, this is just me thinking of him as a good guy, right, Yura?
Sure.
I feel like he wants the sword to change the true realm so that the, well, I don't know, that could be wrong too, because if another person after him gets the sword, it'll just be the same thing again. I thought that maybe he might want to change the true realm so that the sword on its own might not go berserk again.
I mean, that does, yeah, the problem there is the swords will remain constant. But then surely as well, like, if they actually just wanted all this shit tied up, then they all know Chihiro destroyed Cloud Gouger. So surely then, if that's their only motivation, plan changes to just bring the swords to Chihiro, have Chihiro destroy them.
Yeah.
Like, if that's actually their motivation. But I think I think Yura is just flat out, like, there is a Hishaku agenda beyond what he's told the characters.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, I think it's not as simple as Samura thinks they just want to, like, expose the secret and kill the swordmaster.
Yeah,
And the sword bearers. But that cannot be it, because Yura's too, like, he wants that thing for himself, not to get it away from the swordmaster.
He's too selfish.
Yeah. They have an agenda, they have to.
He's too selfish. Dude, it's gonna be crazy when we get that.
Also, like, that Seki came from the island.
Yeah.
So, what I want to know is, how did we get it in the first place?
What do you mean, like how the island got it?
No. How did we get it to make the swords?
Oh.
I think someone, whether it be Yura or the Swordmaster himself or some relative of Sojo, I don't give a fuck what people are thinking. Someone who we know is from the island.
Oh.
There has to have been a party. Like, because are you telling me every single person that inhabited that island was a Danseki wielding bloodthirsty savage? All of them? Like, everyone? Really?
Yeah, well,
I
we
just
know
don't buy
we
it.
know
I
for
think
sure that they weren't, because we see that like
Yeah,
a mom
like-
and her child are one of the victims of the Swordmaster.
I'm saying is like there's got to be. They're not just like one big hive mind. There could have been a faction or even an individual who like either supplied Kunishi. Like, imagine the Swordmaster had like a terrible, traumatic, pain-filled childhood on the island. He defected. He knew of the plot that they were making to invade the rest of Japan. He took some Danseki, fled to Japan, befriended Kunishige, gave him the Danseki. He makes the sword. He gives his most powerful one to his most trusted friend, who is Swordmaster from the island. He goes back there, and with this overwhelming power, he gives in to the pain and destroys the place that he hated living. Make sense?
Yeah. I could also
Some kind of
see
narrative like that.
like some kind of like Romeo and Juliet story with like Kunishige and Chihiro's mom.
Oh, facts, yeah.
Cause he's like an Oppenheimer type of allegory, but I feel like he could also be like a Romeo and Juliet type allegory where the two sides are at war, and we know that we know that Shokoku started the invasion, and then he got the swords after, made the swords, and that allowed them to win the war. And then they won the war, and then the swordmaster went crazy, and then he murdered everyone. So from that we can pretty much confirm that the war started first, and then they got the stuff. So maybe he like met Chihiro's mom during the war, and then he had to keep her like a secret because she's from the island. She must have given him the secret stuff or whatever, and that's kind of how it started. But it could also just be really simple because we know that the soldiers from the island were using the stones. So maybe if they just kill someone, like a soldier from that island, eventually if you connect enough stones that, you know, you could make a sword out of it. So it could be really simple, but it could also be deep. Who knows?
Yeah.
It could be. It's gonna be really interesting because
know,
Hokazono never does exactly what we're expecting of him to do, and he still manages to keep it cool, so I'm interested. On some Space Jam stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Hokazono is just like
He's good with it.
so unpredictable.
Facts.
I have no idea, man.
Yes,
Because I think he
Hokazono did
knows.
leave
I think
himself a
that's
lot
the
of room
that's
to
the
play.
difference, right? Yeah, that's the difference between like when I'm reading JJK, you can always tell when Gege has no fucking clue where he's taking this, right? You can read a single chapter, random chapter, 40 chapters in, and be like, this is dope, but he has no clue what he's doing right now. Every single chapter of Kagurabachi I read, I feel like I know nothing, but Hokazono knows absolutely everything.
Yes.
It's
It feels
like
he
it's like
planned everything.
experiencing Attack on Titan, bro.
Yep.
It's that all over again. Like
Yup.
Isayama knew everything.
Where he planned it out
Hokazono
from the start.
has like next level observation haki, future sight, knows what he's gonna do 10 years down the line. Like he knows exactly where he's taking this. I can just tell with every chapter I read. Like he knows what he's doing.
But I mean, Gege Akutami even like admitted it at some point. He was like, yeah. I know where I started and I knew where I wanted to end, but getting there, I didn't really know how I was gonna do that. And you can kind of tell. It's like what you were saying. At some chapters, you can literally just tell that he has no clue how he wants to get there. And I feel like Hokazono genuinely knows what he wants to do and achieve each arc, and all that he needs to think about is like little things or like little action set pieces, and that like the small stuff that he can play with. He gives himself enough room to still have like reveals later on. He's not like info dumping like crazy.
Yeah.
It's all gradual. It's really good. I love it.
It's so
Separate
well
Jima
done.
Colony, yeah.
And I have just reread that chapter explaining the war. So yeah, they were fighting, Enchanted Blades come in, and the country's like, oh shit, we're losing. Their royal family who started the invasion were deposed. They surrendered. Peace treaty was signed, and then Swordmaster was like, hell nah. They must be annihilated. Bear in mind, this is Kunishige's most trusted dude,
Yeah.
right? This is his number one guy. Has gone, nuh-uh, peace treaty be fucked. I am, like, committing mass genocide. I'm soloing a country of 200,000 people. And bro did exactly that. So the strongest of the Enchanted Blades responded. The true realm of Enchanted Blade conforms to its master. They kind of, and then it said, the Swordmaster and the Shinichi consumed each other, and laid waste to the 200,000 lives. And that's how they, I don't think it was a covering up thing, because supposedly he killed everybody remaining. And the only thing the public ever learned was that the public supposedly weren't made aware that the island surrendered, which I find hard to believe. Someone must have known, because the Hishaku know.
I can see that, but part of me also thinks that it might not be exactly what you were saying just now, because when was it? I think at some point they were saying that the public in Japan has never seen two enchanted blades fight each other. I remember that being, I don't know if it was like versus Sojo or if it was this arc, but they were talking about how like the public has never seen two enchanted blades fight each other, but that kind of implies that they have seen an enchanted blade versus the enemies, right?
True.
So
that is true.
That's kind of where I was at. Sup, Inten? Oh yeah, Azami said it about Sojo and Chihiro first fight. Yeah, exactly. So I feel like that implies as much. But
also, I want to know what the fuck Azami meant by all the fights took place in big fields. It was an invasion. How did they fight only in fields?
The thing is, we don't know everyone's ability. Because if you have two teleporters, you have Samura as a teleporter, you have Shiba as a teleporter. I mean, if someone invades a city, you could just teleport them to a field, right?
Yeah, but like an army?
Maybe. I don't know.
It's just really, really odd. I don't know. I don't fucking know.
Also, we know that like there are people out there like what's his name, Tafuku, who can just like turn a space into his own space.
Yeah.
So like, what if one of the enchanted blades had that ability, but then on a larger scale? Then, you know, he just creates his own field that they can fight in, and they never have to hurt any of the cities. He said vacant fields, basically no innocents. That's why this time is different, because there were civilians where Sojo and Chihiro fought. Yeah.
I stand by the fields being the fields that we saw the flashback of Sojo in. And it's filled to, like, the fields are filled with those flowers that the Shinichi makes. So what if, like, the Shinichi...
Yeah, so some people had to have seen it, because we know that
the battlefield,
Sojo clearly saw it as a child.
Yeah, he was there. He saw, like, a load of people get murdered in front of him by the Shinichi, it seems.
Yeah. Also, you know what I just realized? Wait, let me go back to that chapter. Because we saw what the people of Shikoku Island look like. Like, their standard attire. It's kind of like robes with, like a vest over it.
Yeah, I can see.
And, like, sleeveless arms, usually. Some of them have long sleeves, but it's not like our usual Western style of clothing, and neither is it like the Eastern style of clothing. And then if you go back to, is it chapter 9 or something? Let me check. I don't know what chapter it was, but it might be before. No, bro. Don't know what chapter he got hit with. It's maybe chapter 8.
I just think like that. I don't know, I feel like Sojo has a part to play in this somehow still. I think he's dead, but I think he's... I want to know why the fuck he had a flashback. Why his trauma that was brought out with the trauma sorcerer was him as a child on the battlefield witnessing the Shinichi murder people. In what context does he end up there? Unless he's from the island, but that's not likely because he can't wield Danseki.
Oh yeah, look, like, when I'm looking at like the old panel of the war, the only panel that we have, it looks like normal sorcerers got caught up in it too. Because these guys don't look like the Shikoku Islanders. And you can see like the ice pillar of like Kumeyuri. You can see fire explosions, you can see the lightning of Kumeyuri. someone in space is like intercepting a meteor strike or something. Dude, I don't know. You have like this huge claw on the ground.
Oh, you still got some like thing on screen.
Oh,
Your little document.
let me take that up. Go back to it.
I'm trying to remember that. Yeah, that. There's such a. Because we know that like Danseki causes physical manifestations of sorcery.
Yeah.
So I imagine what the natives of that island are is like. It's the same as having the temporary Danseki.
Yeah. That's
Like
what
that
it looked
effect.
like.
It seems pretty much the same, but they have complete control over it. So it would be like Tenri, but if he, you know, was good with it and didn't die, having like the actual physical manifestation. So that, I guess, is like, I don't even know, man. Okazono, what are you cooking? And like, what even is Flamebone as well? What do you mean it contests the Enchanted Blades?
Yeah, I don't get how that works.
Oh.
Well, in a way, I can understand why something like that would exist, because before they had the blades, they had sorcerers already, and you know, someone had to fight against them, so they had someone that could take out people, you know.
Yeah, you got hella strong people still.
But yeah, I agree, it does need to be explained at some point. I can't find the chapter, bro. When was it that Soju got hit
I
with
think
the thing?
Okazono's cooking. I think Kagurabachi is actually going to be. Initially, I thought it would be shorter than a lot of us would want. Now, I think it's. I think it's going to be longer than a lot of people.
Really?
I don't think it's going to be that long, but I think it's going to be longer than people think it will be. Yeah, I think so.
I feel like the way how the plot is moving right now, it could be done really soon. Like,
No, I
I
don't
feel like
think
it
so.
could be done in like 150 chapters.
I guess that's not. I don't. Yeah, I don't know.
Tiberius said, I think 150 to 180. Yeah. Because with
180
all the
sounds
reveals that we're
reasonable.
getting right now, right? Unless they have like some other new faction or something. I don't know.
I think we'll be able to have a much better idea based on how this arc concludes.
Agreed. Because some
But
people
think
were
about
saying
this
that,
stuff, right? Like
even the guy in
think
the
about,
chat was
like-
saying this is the Shibuya of Kagurabachi, but depending on how this arc goes, it might be that or it might not.
Yeah, I mean it's hard to tell, but you have to consider, like, actually think about the amount of things. So we have the main plot, which we're getting a lot of substance for now, right? Like, bear in mind, we still know fuck all about the Hishaku and their actual agenda, but what happened in the war, roughly? We've now been introduced to Kumayuri, but we've still got what? Wait, Samura Uraha. There's still 2 more Enchanted Blade users left, right?
Yeah, 2.
Am I correct?
2.
Yeah, like 2 of them. So 2 characters, 2 blades. Swordmaster himself, Azami, Shiba, Heiyuki, Ka, Akuri. Like, if you consider them all as vital points in Kagurabachi, that's a lot of shit
Yeah, true.
to give
true,
attention
true,
to.
True.
That's a lot of stuff, bro.
Especially if they're all gonna
Like,
get
'cause I feel
backstories and
like-
stuff.
Yeah, people are getting kind of, because I think we'll get a flashback arc as well. People are getting kind of tunnel visioned on, oh, we're learning so much about the war, but we don't know that we're learning about what happened previously in the war, but that might not be the story that Hokuzono wants to tell. Like the story is what's happening this time. It's not all about what happened before. So
Right.
people are seeing, oh, he's revealed what the big thing was. That's a cool reveal, but maybe that's not revealing as like progressing the story as much as we think. Because what do we actually know about what's happening now? We know very little.
Yeah,
Like we know a lot
Yeah.
less than people think we do.
I see that too. Yeah.
There's so many characters to like bring into it, to clear up, like maybe give a backstory to. A flashback arc would be good. All we've really done is like gotten a Samura. One of the blade builders, we've got a Samura story, and we've learned what happened in the war to an extent. That's what happened before, but this story, I think it can just go on. 180, I'd say, is reasonable. I'd put it more in the 180 to 200 range.
Yeah. Also, I kind of sometimes forget this, but final arcs tend to take really long in shonen because they have to
Yeah.
wrap up so many different plot lines, so many different character arcs, and sometimes people just want to make the action feel longer than needed. That's why they tend to take longer. So, yeah, I guess 200 chapters could work too, or even more than that. I wouldn't be mad. I wouldn't be mad at all.
Obviously, worried about Hokuzono getting burnt out, but I think if there's one thing I really do want for Kagurabachi, regardless of how long it is, I want it to have a good ending.
Like a happy ending or like a good ending?
No, just a good ending.
Okay.
I don't care whether it's happy or not. I can see it having a depressing as shit ending. Just a good ending. All plot points tied up.
Oh, like that.
Nothing
yeah.
that I'm looking at going, but we didn't know anything about that.
Dude, Tiberius said
An
the
ending like that,
Seitei
and I'm
War
normally satisfied.
is like our Heian era. Bro, if the Seitei War ends up being the Heian, which I know it isn't, because you know, we already have more info now than we do about the Heian era in the entire series of JJK.
Yeah.
But if it does end up getting that treatment, I would be kind of really sad, because the entire plot revolves around this even more than the Heian era did JJK. So, yeah.
Yeah, there was nothing like... Heian would have been cool to see, but it was never a necessity.
No.
Whereas this is like... The story is built on it. You know, like... I think we definitely... But Hokuzono hasn't disappointed so far. He does just keep drip feeding us info.
Yeah.
So, like, nothing to complain about at the moment. Everything's going great.
Also, I think one thing that I also feel like they need to explain is, like, why did the island just randomly appear 20 years ago?
Bro, right?
Was it sealed? Was it teleported there? Was it from a different reality? Like, why did it appear? And why did they
I
suddenly
mean, for all we
invade?
know, they've had that in Seki for, like, centuries.
Yeah.
Because if they have a genetic disposition, that means they must have, like, literally evolved to be able to withstand it. So it's got to have been there for time. Maybe they, like, actually just kept it hidden until they were ready to invade. I don't know.
Maybe.
Also, it's crazy that they, like, dead-ass swam here. Like, why is bro walking out of the ocean?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's another thing, because you were mentioning how they fought in fields, but we can literally see that Shokoku Island starting to appear in the distance, and then you see like the scale of like how big it is compared
like, why
to
are
like
these
the
fields, man?
coast here. You see like a city on the coast and the boats, and there's no field to be seen.
I'm saying,
There's no field.
like,
So there's more to
Where's
it
the
than meets
fields,
the
man?
eye. We're gonna get more info. We have to get more info.
oh, can you imagine? Can you imagine, like, they fought on field, like, Cloud Gouger froze the sea,
Oh.
and they, like, their fields with the sea in between them? That would be cool as fuck.
Dude.
I'm not gonna lie, that would be so cool.
Dude, Tiberius
Like,
said
the
imagine
fields,
a
if
nationwide
it became
melee.
fields. Oh,
Tiberius said, imagine a nationwide memory wipe. I don't think that's the case.
No, I don't think so either.
They barely had like the power to seal Iori's memory. Imagine doing that for an entire nation. I don't think they have the power to do that. That's why it's more so a cover-up than it is like a memory thing. Because if it was a memory thing, you could be able to break the seal at some point.
Which does just beg the question, like, how and why does Yura know?
Yeah.
He knows about the peace treaty.
He knows everything. He just didn't have the means to prove it.
I think it could just be as simple as Bossman was there.
Okay.
Or he's related to maybe some. There's a good reason for him knowing all this shit, and it's gonna be important. Yura is like I think he's a very, very important piece in all of this.
Yeah.
But I think he had some involvement, and I have a feeling it's coming more from the island side, to be honest. But I don't know.
I think that would be cool. Like, imagine he had like a wife, and the wife was from the island, and like he's trying to get revenge.
Wait, do we know how old Yura is?
Nope. Nope.
Chat. Who's in chat? How old do we think Yura is? Just from looking at him, how old would you say Yura is?
So like 29.
Let's take a guess. Do some maths. Oh shit. He could deadass just be in his 20s, right? Like just anywhere in his 20s. I feel like.
Yeah.
If you told me Yura was 25, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. He's clearly older than Cheeto since he saw Cheeto when he was small. Since he's like, you know, you really grew up, blah blah blah.
Yeah. Okay, wait. This you're gonna call me crazy. I'm gonna send you something.
Let's see.
But all right, one sec. Let me just edit this a little bit. Crop it down. All right. Hear me out.
Okay.
Maybe this is just hidden in plain sight. I'd say he's about old enough. Could this be Yura?
That kid?
The kid.
No.
Why not?
Because we see him get turned into a skeleton.
Do we?
Yeah, what chapter is that again?
Fuck? And into a skeleton.
Yeah.
Oh wait, that's them?
Yeah.
Oh, that's them. Oh, I see.
What chapter is it? 72?
Yeah. I see it. I didn't clock that was them. Oh shit.
Is it 72? See it.
It's 72.
Oh, I'm blind. Oh yeah. Okay, so the mom and the child. So you think that the child is Yura?
Yeah, but you're right. They are sitting in the same position.
Yeah, so they're like sitting here. She's like holding him, and then he goes crazy. Blah blah blah. And then you see like in this top right. Can I zoom in on this? I don't know if I can. How do I zoom? I don't know how to zoom with Opera. How does that work? Oh yeah, like this. Okay. I went too far again. No, I can't zoom in on this. Anyways, she's like in the top left panel holding him still, and he's like in her arms. The word for malediction in Japanese is kodoku, which was an ancient practice of trapping a lot of bugs in a jar They fight until one of them survives. Yeah, that's the same thing what
Yeah.
Urame did to make the bath. So my
Yeah.
theory is that either Yura or the hat guy, or so the hat guy, since he's has an eye similar to the Sword Saint, is a survivor of Kadoku. Oh, interesting. Which would make sense because he has like the whole plant motif. I like that. Okay. Also, there's in chapter 72 something really interesting again. So when Yura is talking to Samura, he mentions how with the Shinuchi the tables turned and Japan was able to reclaim territory that they lost. We see a visual of the lost territory from the war. Like, this is a map of Japan. This is like Tokyo, I think. Let me see maps.
Yeah,
I believe it is Tokyo.
that does look like.
I believe it is Tokyo. Yeah, it's Tokyo. I think, yeah, if I line them up. Yeah. So they lost.
Yeah.
Oh, wrong one. Here. Look, if you compare them, they're pretty much identical. So they lost a huge chunk of Japan to this war. So I feel like this fighting in fields thing is kind of nonsense. And again, it's also corroborated by the fact that like the people did see the war happen. They just never saw Enchanted Blade users fighting against each other.
But it's also like the context in which Azami says that is in the. I need to go back and read it to be sure, but he's saying it because Enchanted Blades are currently being used in the city. What he's saying is implying Enchanted Blades were never used in the city.
Let me look it up.
That's why he brings up fields, is because he's like there's never been the risk of destruction when using Enchanted Blades before. Which either is because it was too late and that area had already been like razed to the fucking ground. Like maybe the cities that were there were already destroyed. It's in the beginning of Sojo vs Chihiro. Which will be someone drop a chapter, someone big brain. Enten, surely you know what chapter Sojo vs Chihiro starts.
I'm on chapter 7 right now.
I reckon it'll be like 14.
Ever since the war, when the Kaminabi was established, our role hasn't changed to eliminate threats to the nation, not intervening in personal matters.
Oh no, it's way before that one.
Should they want to know your intentions? Not even all the leaders of the Kaminabi know about Chihiro and the existence of the 7th Enchanted Blade. Only the few who were helping Rokuhira hide. Having those enchanted blades at large is a threat to the nation, obviously just confiscated. Considering the circumstances, I've let it slide and haven't told the Kaminabi. When you go around making such a spectacle of yourself, I can't play dumb using it in public. Promise you to keep everything.
It's the beginning
under
of chapter
control.
9, by the way.
Oh, okay, then I'm way off. Okay.
So Sojo, even his hands on Kaga, unbelievable. We're getting the weirdest feeling. Openly putting the Shinuchi up for auction, issuing the bounties for Brazen. No, so you think it was Kaminabi. Profile. In the Imperial War, the Enchanted Blades were all on our side. Nobody's ever seen a battle between Enchanted Blades. And it's different before. The Enchanted Blades were wielded in vacant fields.
Oh, so he's not saying that the war was only in vacant fields. He's saying that only the enchanted blades were used. Okay.
Were used in vacant fields.
Then that makes a lot more sense. So the Kaminabi used their normal sorcerers to fight in cities, because the blades are so powerful that if they used them in cities, they would probably level the city and kill everyone in it. So they only used the blades in vacant fields, and outside of that, it was just like sword play and sorcery. Yeah, okay, that makes more sense. I thought it was like they only fought in vacant fields.
Yeah, no, I think it's just Enchanted Blades. It's like a.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair, that's fair.
I also. I don't know, I think Hokuzono, I can't tell whether it's like deliberate or not, but this whole thing with the kind of markings that the Shinichi makes, Dojo having them tattooed on his back, like even just the markings that like you find on sorcerers, like the Hishaku sorcerers,
The flame.
like that, but also like just the markings on their face and stuff as well.
Oh, right, yeah.
And like there are so many markings, and like even the eye thing, like the eyes.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I can't even begin to figure out what the fuck it all is. It might be just be a design choice of like good bad guys,
It
good or
might.
bad guys. I don't fucking know, but like I have no. I'm just trying to take everything into consideration.
Toto doesn't have it. It's unique to a certain group of people.
Doesn't have what?
The rings in her eyes.
Yeah.
It really is just unique to a select few people.
Actually, what's the chapter that Chihiro like aura farms on Hirohiko the first time they fight? You know, and he like stands over her.
Oh.
Her. Fucking hell.
Let me see. It's like right before 59. Maybe 57? Is it 53? How do you know that's so good, Enten? Holy.
Guy's a nerd. Oh, yeah, he's right.
Holy. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, so Chihiro's eyes are always that drawn in that kind of.
I've read it too many times. Dude. That's how I feel when I like
Just
finish making a video on a topic. Bro, I have to keep going
man.
back to the chapters. And it's like, bro, I know exactly what happens in this and this and this chapter.
Bro. Shinjuku Showdown, I'm never forgetting anything about that shit ever.
Dude,
Like,
it's
I know
like you
everything
studied for an
about Shinjuku
exam.
Showdown, bro.
Dude.
Honestly. A whole year of my life went into just rinse, repeat.
What chapter is this?
Shinjuku, it
What
still
chapter is
does.
this? What chapter is this? Oh,
Like,
this is the chapter. This is the
everything, bro. I
chapter.
can tell you what page it is on, bro.
Dude, that's crazy.
Just after a while, it just sticks.
Dude, I still remember the
Ah.
discussion with Jaded when he was talking about Maki getting speed or not getting speed.
Don't
boosts.
remind me, man.
Dude. People
Don't
were just
remind
like
me, bro.
saying, yo, this and this and this chapter, this and this page. You gotta check it out, bro. She did get speedless. No, man, she didn't get speedless. No, she got speedless. No, she didn't. Dude, so funny.
Bro, it's so dumb, so dumb.
But yeah. No, it's mad that we're on chapter 75, by the way. I think I started reading when chapter 30 just dropped.
Oh.
I think.
Dude, can you
Like,
believe that I read
that's
chapter
mad.
1 the day it came out? And then I put it down because I thought it was like, I didn't really understand what it was about. I read half of the chapter. I didn't even read the whole thing. I just read half of it. I was like, yeah, I don't get it. And I just put it down.
I don't
And-
think I could ever start reading something from chapter 1, like with just that being released. I don't know.
I think that's also part of the reason why I put it down because I saw
Yeah, I
it,
can
was like,
imagine.
dude, am I really going to start a series from chapter 1 and it might even just get axed?
Yeah.
And like the memes were coming out and no one was even respecting the series. They were just talking about enough time has passed.
No, it's actually like I remember the getting a little bit of like who was it? It was it MC Hammer made a video about it, and that's how I discovered it. I was like,
Oh,
"The
really?
fuck is this, man? Talk about the new JJK. What are on about? Like, what is this? What is this like sorcery fight looking bullshit?" And then it kind of like disappeared off my radar for ages, and it came back to me when people were realizing that the memes were not memes anymore. Like it's
Yeah.
actually just a good series.
So good, bro.
And now here we are.
it's actually crazy how good it is. Like, I did not expect that. What was it, like 25 weeks in, that I would be so addicted to this series that I would read it weekly, bro.
I mean, I read like I think once we got past the like big Samura reveal, I've been on board with how much of that had been released compared to the first I think it's like the first 60 chapters of Kagurabachi compared to the first 60 of JJK Kagurabachi.
Right.
Even now, like the first 75, it just like completely wipes JJK for me. I think it's just so much better. Like Kagurabachi is just, I'm enjoying it.
That's what I was saying.
So
Like
much more than
the
that first
chapter
part.
by chapter comparison, right? Chapter 75 in JJK was with the Honored One. That's when he was like, throughout heaven and earth, I alone am the Honored One, versus Toji. And then this chapter in Kagurabachi, chapter 75, we get this beautiful masterpiece, bro. It's so good. The greatest April Fool or late April Fool's joke ever. Bro.
Bro, it is actually just beautiful. You love to see it. I can't wait to see what Hokuzono is going to do with this.
Thoughts on people comparing Shibuya and Swordbear assassination? I could see it. But
think it's.
I don't think they're the same. Because, well, I mean, maybe like their position in the story, as in like the arc that makes the heroes go down a couple notches to where they'll have to be like, from that point on, they'll be fighting an uphill battle. I could see it if it was like comparing it to that, but otherwise, not really. Yeah, the comparison of Thief and
This is not the same.
Join, yeah, I don't know.
But they're just not the same. Like Shibuya was a massacre. The only way that it even slightly compares is like maybe the Yuji Mahito and Kenjaku side of things, maybe. But like they are just completely different things.
And that's fine.
I think it really is just the position. I think this is the big hype arc that gets things like it's the big gear shift for the series, the turning point. And it's the same for Shibuya and JJK. You have all this like
yeah, it's essentially the turning
everything that was
point.
in season 1 was chill, and then Shibuya was just a rampage, a non-stop like massacre. It's just a big turning point.
I think part of the
That's
reason
all.
why this arc is different for me personally is because there's too many moving parts. Like the first part of the arc is dude, I can't even remember right now. But the first part of the arc was in the fortresses, and then the second part is about Iori, and then the third part is, we don't know what it is going to be about yet, but I'm assuming it's going to be a 3-stage act. And Shibuya is nothing like that. Shibuya is a bunch of parts moving simultaneously, which culminate in a disaster so big that the MC cannot ignore it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like, let's say Kenjaku was more smart about Shibuya, then I would compare them a lot more. But like from Kenjaku's point of view, Shibuya only really had 2 purposes. The first was stealing Gojo, and the second was getting Mahito. But he didn't even need Mahito in the end, because he could have started the culling games at any point. He just wanted to strengthen the vessels with Mahito's technique.
Yeah. It's really
So essentially,
not the
like the goal of Shibuya is already done by the time a third of Shibuya has passed, and like everything beyond that point is just the main characters, or like the good guys, trying to do damage control. And this is like damage control to a max, and they're trying to prevent it still instead of control the damage that has happened. I don't know, I'm kind of moving all over the place with my thoughts, but I don't think they're the same.
Yeah, not at all. This one's a lot more personal as well.
Yeah,
I think
I could see that.
Kagurabachi's a lot more focused on the characters and less wide-scale stuff, at least at the moment. I think Shibuya was like everyone. It was kind of less about the growth of the characters and more about pushing their actual ability.
Yeah.
I think the only people who got like defining moments was Nanami, for obvious reasons, and Yuji and Mahito. I think that's it. Everything else was just how long can you survive before you're outclassed. Whereas this is very much character, like it's focused very. It's actually what we're looking at right now. Even though the consequences of it might be a lot bigger in the future, what we're seeing in Kagurabachi, even though it doesn't feel like it, is very small scale.
Yeah, it's still small scale because this is like the first domino, essentially. If this domino falls, then all the dominoes fall. But it hasn't fallen yet, which is why it stays small scale. Thoughts on Kagurabachi being stronger and faster than JJK? Already power scaling question.
Kagurabachi's been over JJK since Sojo vs. Chihiro.
The first arc.
Like
they're instantly lightning speed, like in terms of just speed.
Yeah.
And
Chihiro is like faster than lightning now, like a fair bit faster than lightning.
Yeah, but like in the first arc of the series, he's lightning speed, and JJK characters, you would have trouble scaling them to lightning speed because of like the Mach 3, Mach 4 thing, and Hakari maybe dodging lightning. It's like, bro, the only ones who you could maybe say are in the same tier of speed as Kagurabachi characters are like Gojo and Sukuna, and those guys are the top 2 in the series. Yeah, it's not looking good.
I think, like, honestly, the only thing, at least in the first arc, in the first part of the series, the only thing that Kagurabachi lacked in compared to like top tier JJK is AP.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, the way Sojo was using Mei, it was like it could level a street, which is already more than like 90% of JJK. Obviously, top tiers in JJK are like city level. They max out at city level. Let's be real. That's like Gojo Sukuna level top tier. And then you've got outliers like Black Hole and Perfect Sphere, but let's forget about that.
Yeah.
Currently, though, with what we've seen of Enchanted Blades at full potential, like even what Chihiro can do right now, even things like ISO and Crow, like just the way you can like move between things and slice things up, Kuro Shred, fucking whatever the hell Shiba can do, and then we've got like the Shinichi crippling 200,000 people on an island.
Bro, the Shinichi,
JJK.
You gotta imagine, right? The way how the Enchanted Blades work is that you need to pour your own spirit energy into the blade to power it, and then you can use the powers of the blade remotely, right? So the blade currently, while being sealed, is still using powers on Shikoku Island to grow the flowers, and then simultaneously only the tip of the Shinichi was drawn, or the Magatsumi was drawn, right? Only the tip, and it still blew that entire Rakuzuichi building to dust. It did all of that simultaneously, and it has not had a charge from its user in, what is it, like 20 years? 18 years. It has not been charged.
Also, its moveset is kind of crazy. There's the what was it? Butterfly was like just straight up. So you have the spider, which creates a web that fixes things in place, and then it's Dragonfly. Then everything in its path, it just decays. It's like Shigaraki.
Yeah.
It just on that path, you can't get away from it.
Bro, it's pure destruction.
Like, you can see it happen with the skeletons that were left there. It just literally like decay everything. It's so broken. I love what Enten said. I feel like sorcery in Kagurabachi actually feels like sorcery rather than JJK where you have whatever the fuck Hikari's technique is. JJK, like curse techniques are nen abilities. They are Hatsu that have been called sorcery.
Yep. You scale to your spirit energy and summon a made a construct the size of all of Japan, so country level AP. I don't know about like the logic you got there, but I do agree that they're country level.
Yeah, they're definitely country level. I think they like right now max out country level.
Yeah. Unless they like
'Cause,
show some new
I mean-
feats. Because we also see like well, I don't know if a sword master or a sword bearer did that, but in the panel, what is it, in chapter 8, where we see the war. Anyways, someone's blasting into a meteor. So, and a meteor like of that size usually can destroy a country, or at least like a portion of a country.
Yeah,
There's some
we're
indicators.
basically way beyond city level.
Yeah. Also the fact that like Summoner can instantly move across the country with Crow. He can see the whole country with Owl. He can teleport. Like, I don't know. Magatsumi was able to destroy an entire island that was capable of hosting 200,000 people approximately. So that's also already like country level.
That's the first feat that I've ever gone like you can say it's country level because it actually has a feat of taking out a country.
Yeah.
People like to say shit like Luffy's planetary. I don't understand how you calculate stuff like that without seeing a character have a feat on that level. If you're gonna say something is country level, it either has to be like so obvious that it's that strong, or you have to see them take out a country with it. That's how I scale in my head, right? Kagurabachi has been shown they've wiped out a country. They're therefore country level. I don't know. That's how I feel like scaling should work.
Toto versus Samura thoughts. Toto gets cut in a million pieces before he can blink.
Oh, that would be a fucking obliterated.
Yeah. Bro, his hands cannot clap fast enough. He's cooked.
He can't even reach for a vibra slap fast enough.
Dude, he's so cooked.
Like, it's great. Kagurabachi just from first arc onwards has just been well above JJK. I reckon Shinichi's decaying shit could probably just tear through infinity, to be honest. I wouldn't be fucking surprised.
Maybe.
I mean, we don't know how that works yet, but
I mean,
there'll be something.
if it tears through spirit energy, then yeah, it would.
Don't worry, guys. I'm gonna make a JJK vs Kagurabachi video soon. All right, it will come.
Curse tool? What do you mean curse tool?
Vibra slap. I think you meant.
Oh, yeah. Even then,
Yeah, no chance.
because he still has to reach for the virus slap. It's like by the time his hand reaches the other hand to hit the vibra slap, Samura will already have cut him in a million pieces. Like he's the fastest, and on top of being the fastest, he also has teleporting.
Yeah.
And it's not like Toto teleporting where he has to like empower something first and then throw it somewhere else, or he has to use an ally or an enemy. But it's more like Minato where he can just spread his objects everywhere at once and then just teleport. Okay, Chihiro Kuro Shred versus Sukuna.
That's an odd one, because the only guy in the series who doesn't actually have any proper AP scaling is, well, guy whose abilities we've seen is Chihiro.
Yeah.
Like, we haven't seen Kuro used on anything that isn't just like a random, like, fodder dude or a sword. But this is Chihiro we're talking about.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like the one thing that they might be weakened in Kagurabachi might be their like defense. It's like where JJK might have like an upper edge. I don't know.
But it's just the thing is like because they have a stamina problem as well.
And Kagurabachi?
Yeah. Well, they did, but that's the thing. It's really hard to scale early days because the whole point is Chihiro is growing.
Yeah.
You look at Samura, we ain't got a stamina problem with Samura.
Absolutely not.
No fucking wonder. In
Bro,
the beginning,
they fought the war for
right?
like, what was it, 2 years? No breaks, bro.
Yeah, bro. Like, there's no stamina problem there. People, because that's what they were saying. Oh, Kagurabachi stamina shit. Yeah, it was in the beginning when Chihiro was like a little baby with no experience. Like, cool, fine. But look at how much he's grown now. We can't use Chapter 5's fucking, you know, stuff to go, oh, it's got a problem with this. That problem, when you're talking about like the top tiers, it's not a problem. But yeah, I think the only thing that they lack is like hacks, and I think honestly, the best hacks we've seen so far, the only like proper hacks that we've seen, is now Banquet. Is probably some like the best hacks we've seen in Kagurabachi.
Oh yeah.
Like just straight up hallucination illusions, like sensory hallucinations are just that's broken as shit. Like if the first time Hirohiko uses that ability, he manages to full Samura, like fair play, you know? I wonder what the other abilities for that thing are. You got Banquet, which is like hallucinations. And then what?
If it's like,
That's an odd one.
if it's truly themed after the geishas, it might have something to do with an offering, or maybe like a healing ability, full restore. I don't know. I think with like the animals, it's a lot easier to guess.
Yeah.
But we've never seen someone's spirit be like a human spirit. So it's gonna be hard to tell. But I think that's also part of the fun, because
Oh yeah, for sure.
what was I gonna say? Like, if we could easily guess all the abilities, then Hokazono might as well have just given it to us from the start. But I think he's saving the abilities, like the reveals, so that he can do little plot twists as he goes along. Like, for example, with the Phoenix, like say that is going to be what it is, then that would be a good plot twist, because a majority of people did not see it coming. Or it could be something completely different, and then he has it as like a trump card in a battle, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, for sure.
yeah, I think it's good that he's doing that. Just like not revealing too much. Keep your cards close to you.
That's the thing. I think Hokazono is a nerd.
No.
I think he's an absolute neek. I think he just loves his movies. He loves like his Attack on Titan and sorcery fight mangas. And he knows what he enjoys from the things he likes, and he knows what he doesn't like. I think he is like a viewer. I think he's like a reader. And I think that's why he's thought this through and is so good at this. Because I think he knows what he wants. Because he loves like all the movies and stuff. You think he's taking inspiration because he's not taking inspiration because he can. He's taking inspiration because he clearly likes those movies. He clearly fucks with John Wick.
Yeah, he does. So
Right?
bad.
That's what makes me confident that he knows what he's doing, because he's made it very clear. Like, he knows what works and what doesn't work, and so far he's only demonstrated an understanding of what works well in a shonen manga. So I'm just gonna trust him. Like, whatever's going on, it's like I think people also forget he's not gay.
Yeah,
Like
sure.
people start bringing up mistakes Gege made as if they're getting like they're not the same fucking person. What do you mean Gege was doing this? Gege got burnt out. Gege brought Nobara back after making that thing. Like he's not. They're different people, man. He's not like come on.
It's true, because like someone
Sorry.
like Oda has been doing this for so many years, and I mean, while his art style may have, some people say it's gotten worse, but you
Yeah,
know,
I'm not a
it
fan.
doesn't mean that he has to have burnout. One man's
Yeah,
mistake
exactly.
is not necessarily the other guy's mistake. So
Exactly.
I could see that.
Bro, look at me.
I've been posting nearly 2 videos a week for over a year.
Whoa.
Obviously slowed down a bit recently, but like, if I could, I'd
Still be going, you know? I'm not burning out anytime soon.
Yeah.
Why should Hokuzono?
Dude, Banquet. What if they're like feast
He draws the
themed?
panels, and then I have to fucking edit the panels for 6 hours every day. Like,
Dude, you know what I just caught? When they're using
What?
when Hirika's using Banquet, it looks like he's pouring alcohol on like a cup. And you know how like
Well,
alcohol messes with
well,
your
that's dope, 'cause,
concentration?
getting everyone drunk as shit.
Yeah, and that's essentially what's happening to them. They're drunk.
Oh, it's literally like pouring sake.
Yeah. How did I miss
The
this?
geishas are pouring sake.
So what if it is feast
Okay,
themed?
so let's say that every move is like, so the geisha are like shikigami,
Yeah.
and they're gonna do something every time, right?
Yeah.
So this time they're pouring sake into a cup. I'm assuming this is like kind of I don't know whether this is real. Like, is this a visual representation? Because it does manifest physically. The geisha are there, but like, did they spawn in a cup and sake? If you knock it over, does it break the hallucination? Like,
Oh,
is this a real thing?
That
Do you know what
could
I
be a
mean?
downside to it, yeah.
But like, how do you get there to break it if you're hallucinating as shit? Like, do you know what I mean?
Well, the answer to that, you've seen Bleach, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so like how Bambietta takes down Shinji.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
she can't sense
inverse man,
anything,
right?
and then she just blasts away everything at once.
Yeah,
and
I
it hits him.
remember.
Yeah. Yo, sup, Ty? Welcome.
Yo, what's good? The goat.
Ty's the GOAT himself.
But yeah,
bro. He always has a
like-
good versus battle video, bro. Ty is so good. No glaze.
I love Ty's content. Yeah, no glaze. Fuck you, Ty, but you got good content. Right, let me look up. What do geishas do? Fuck. Guys, I'm sorry I'm uncultured. Someone educate me about geishas. I want to know everything that it's their job to do.
They're performing artists, right?
Oh,
They're entertainers.
oh, musical instrument. A musical instrument. Surely. I
Okay.
reckon one bangs out a flute, bro.
A flute?
Yeah.
Okay.
Geishas are proficient in various artistic pursuits, including singing, dancing, and playing instruments like a 3-stringed lute and the flute.
Okay. But it's
That
gonna have an
seems-
ability,
Think about
right?
no, I know, but like think about hallucination, right?
Mhm.
Like it's a sensory thing. But like, what if it's like, I don't know, they play a tune and it,
I don't fucking know, like, lulls you to sleep, makes you highly suggestible.
I don't know. I'm reaching for anything here, man.
Bro, I don't know what it's
I
gonna
want to be
be,
able to
but
predict. I haven't been able to predict anything other than Shiba being that guy and knowing stuff. That's the only thing I've managed to work out, is that Shiba knew way more than he was letting on at the beginning of the story.
facts.
Everything else, Hokuzono, bro, you're 15 steps ahead of me, and I just want a W. Guys, I just can't figure it out, man.
A guitar-like instrument. That's what all Phobe's saying.
Didn't they? I'm gonna go back to that chapter where we saw the geishas before. What was it?
They were just like swirling each other, but he didn't use a move yet.
D.
And then this time when he pulled them out, they were also swirling each other, but they had a vase. Let me see.
Mm-hmm.
Is it this chapter? Nope. This one. And then the next, when he gets the sword.
I'm on
after.
2 geisha.
55. Okay, the one after that. 56. I'm so bad at this.
I think it's 57.
You are right. It is 57.
What was it? I found that tweet. I don't know. I found this shit so funny when the last chapter came out. Actually, wait. Let me.
I have not checked Twitter yet. Twitter is always good to check because they have
There's
so
always
many,
some interesting stuff on
yeah.
there. Yeah.
Yeah, so the last time he used them, they weren't doing anything. The spirits just appeared, but he didn't get to use it.
Let me find what I found so funny last time. Where is it? Oh yeah, I don't know. It just cracked me up. So Tobumune can give Samura big ass crow wings. From this, I can only assume that in the future, Enten is going to give Chihiro a mermaid fin, and Kumayuri is going to turn Hirohiko into a woman.
Okay.
I'm seated. I found that so jokes. Kagurabachi community is a weird place. I don't want to get involved with them too much. Some of them have some interesting stuff to say. You know what, man? I think we might just have to accept that Hokuzono just is
Cooking.
that guy, and I don't think we're ever going to be able to work out what the fuck he's cooking.
Bro, it's so good. And he still hasn't even revealed all the Hishaku members. Because, like...
All the sword bearers.
Yeah. Well, no, we know what they look like, but we just don't know their abilities. Like, there's so much he could still reveal. So much he could play with in the story. Hokuzono over Shakespeare? Okay, bro.
No, but actually think about it, like, how has he come 75 chapters and we don't know what Azami does, we don't know what Shiba does, we don't know what the Hishaku do, we don't know what the other two swords do, we don't know what the current swords properly do.
I feel like Azami's ability is going to be lightning
75
based.
chapters into peak where he hasn't he hasn't even told us anything, man.
True. I feel like Azami's ability has to be lightning based.
Yeah, it's definitely the little spark thing. And
Yeah, because he
Shiba's,
did
like,
it twice.
Just that guy, I guess.
Yeah, your video from yesterday got 10k views. Let's go.
Oh yeah. I'll check that out in a while.
It's doing good. It's doing good.
No, trust the next JJK video. When I go back home, I'm gonna try push out a Kagurabachi video, like this week. Hopefully, like on Thursday, you lot should see a Kagurabachi video. I don't know exactly what I want it to be yet. I think I might just do like an overall arc discussion, review, some theory. I don't know what it's gonna be, alright? After that, I've got a JJK video planned, which I don't know, did you see I put it in creators a while ago, the thumbnail and title? I was like,
Oh,
it's
yeah,
the most
yeah,
inventive,
yeah. Saw that.
most inventive, like, interaction bait, view pulling video I could find. And I was like, because this video, it's like a proper gambler, like,
Style
X
thumbnail.
character versus Y character style video. I was like, I'll go all out and I'll spend proper money on the thumbnail. This shit looks so cool. I can't wait. I hope it gets like at least 30k views. I'll be upset if it doesn't.
Dude, it has to, bro. It's gonna bang.
I will keep JJK alive. I swear to this lot. N10 can tell me to put the fries in the bag as many times as he wants. I won't do it. I refuse.
I mean, it's gonna come back eventually because season 3 is still yet to come out, and then after
I
that,
mean, bro,
Gojo Suguna, right?
I want the algorithm to remember me, alright? I need to stay relevant until it comes back.
You're gonna be like Daigo Knight and MC Hammer, just talking about Naruto still like 10 years after
Until
it
the
came
day
out.
they die, bro.
Yeah.
I don't care. People tell me, like, to get over it. If I can pull anything over 10k views on a JJK video in this climate, bro, I'm laughing. Leave
what
me
I'm
alone.
saying,
Let me
bro.
do my thing.
Dude,
Like,
if people can still talk about Naruto, and dude, it ended in 2014.
That's what I'm saying,
It ended
man.
11 years ago. People are still talking about Naruto to this day. Bro, JJK's anime is not even half done. Well, it is half done. It's not even 3/4 done. Bro, you can still talk about JJK, bro.
I mean, bro. So this is the thing, right? Everyone keeps telling me to put the fries in the bag and that JJK content is impossible. To be fair, one of these people is Jaded, and Jaded is used to getting much bigger numbers than I do. So I get why he's not satisfied.
Fair.
But Gambler and me, we know if we make a good JJK video, it's just where everything's just good. It's all comfortable. If we need a video we think will do well, we make a JJK versus battle video.
That's what I'm saying.
You got
Just do what you gotta do.
3 months ago, Theory compilation, 30k. Jujutsu no Kaisen, 200k. Gojo video, 30k. Right? Aura farm. JJK is 99% aura farming 2 months ago, 37k.
Wait, your Jujutsu no
over
Kaisen...
25k on every
Holy,
video.
I didn't even realize your Jujutsu no Kaisen vid did that good.
Bro, it's not less,
215.
215.
Dude, I thought
Crazy.
like the latest one was good, but the one before that was crazy.
Yeah, in comparison, the latest one is not good, but I'm happy. The latest one is still a 1 out of 10. That's gonna get like the rate's growing. I reckon it can get 40. I'm
Nice.
happy. I'm good.
Let's go. Let's go, bro.
I thought the iceberg video would do better though. Maybe people just didn't like seeing my ugly face in there. You lot are rude, you know.
I watched it all the way
I
to
got a
the
beautiful
end.
face. Oh, let's go.
Yeah.
I'm not very good at that style content though. 7k on a Kagurabachi video though. I'll take that.
Oh yeah, when you did the ranking.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. And you can update it as you go along
Exactly.
with this. Dude, you can make this like a quarterly video. Like every 3
Yep.
months, you just update the video.
Yeah.
You don't even need to do that much. Like as
No,
long as you
I'd
keep the
re-edit.
Kagurabachi content coming, by the time the anime comes around, bro, you're gonna be seated, bro. Because I
I don't know
remember,
why did I stop doing Kagurabachi? My chapter reviews got like 3k.
yeah,
That's
because
good enough.
I feel like it just, because it's like people don't really know it that well yet. It's not mainstream because it's still a manga.
Mm,
So I feel
I
like
should keep
some
doing
people
it,
think
though.
it's just not worth the investment. Because even if I go in like what's a popular YouTuber? It's like Sufferance. Let me check his channel. I know he does Kagurabachi
I mean,
content.
who else does
I've
it?
been reading a lot.
Weeb does it, and Daffy. They both do Kagurabachi chapter stuff.
Like
I
Sufferance.
mean, when I did,
his Chainsaw Man stuff
Go
gets
on.
like 50k videos, and then he does like Kagurabachi gets 4k. Like I get why people don't want to
Yeah.
invest in it.
no, people are capping out. Like, I think myself, I stopped doing it. I think I did 3 chapters and some other videos, and then stopped for a while.
Hmm.
But myself, Weeb, Daffy, and is it Sufferance? You said does it as well?
Yeah.
Like it's anywhere between 3 and 6k normally for a Kagurabachi video or chapter review, which I don't think is bad at all, to be honest. I think it's just how it is until I'm willing to put the work in and accept those numbers for now.
That's on
So I'll definitely have
Lightspeed
some Kagurabachi
JJK.
content.
Nobody's Lightspeed in JJK.
Yeah, literally no one.
Nobody's Lightspeed in JJK. Like maybe
That might be
at
close.
best Gojo with teleportation, but teleportation isn't really a speed thing.
The thing with Gojo is with the way they explain his blue speed to work, he should be way faster than he is. But the actual feats, he's not.
Yeah.
That's why we might see, depending on if Mappa scrap the Mark III statement, like, we might see lightning speed JJK in anime. I think that's possible.
Yeah, we could see that. We could see that. If they
Because we've
decide
already
to change
seen,
it.
like, Mappa's already made Toji, like, react to lightning. They kind of like to fuck around with that stuff. I can so see Gege going, do you know what? Fuck the Mark III thing.
I'd be down for that.
Yeah, that's fine. But we're never getting Lightspeed. Hell no.
No. No, absolutely not. I like when series visually portray that they're going Lightspeed. So it isn't just like I moved from this position to that position in X amount of time, which means by mathematics I'd be going Lightspeed. No, like Fire Force does it in a way that's really realistic. So when you approach Lightspeed,
They do.
your vision becomes less and less because light has less time to bounce off of an object and go into your iris. So he sees less, his particles start breaking down. It's really scientific in a way. I love that.
Yeah,
I love that.
Fire Force is really good for that kind of stuff. I liked it a lot.
But like in Naruto, there's just like, I have an ability. It's called Light Fang, and since I was able to dodge your ability, or you were able to dodge my Light Fang, it means you were moving faster than light. It's like, okay, bro, whatever. Show me that you're moving faster than light. Don't just like tell me that a laser beam, which is made out of chakra, is like light speed. Like, I'm not a fan.
It's true.
Of it.
One Piece is decent for that because you've got like the entirety of the One Piece verse is like they cap out at light speed, but realistically, everyone is like either below light speed or at absolute best light speed. No one in One Piece is faster than light because the fastest guy in One Piece is a man made of light who is stated to move as fast as light.
Oh.
So it like people occasionally will react to stuff, right? Like top tiers like Luffy and Sanji, I think have reacted to and blocked light speed attacks.
Yeah.
But no one is outpacing him.
Also, I feel like light speed would kind of break the premise of the show, and I'll tell you why. It's because if you were moving at light speed, you would not be restricted to like
being on
standing
a boat.
on you would not be restricted to standing on a boat. You can just move around. Like light can circle the planet 8 times over, so you know, like they're moving in the grand line to the end of it. Well, you would just be able to circle the planet in like less than the fraction of a second, and you would already find the One Piece. Like, it just breaks the premise of the series.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, even then, it's like they're all fast enough to like. The science behind this, they're fast enough to run on water the same way Brook does. Brook's the only one who can run on water because everyone else with the devil fruit would just die if they get in water. Realistically, Luffy could run across the ocean.
Okay.
Like, there's what's this whole? What do you mean he's gonna sink and drown? He's close to light speed.
Yeah, because like characters like the Flash from DC Comics, when they approach light speed, they can just walk on air.
But you know, humans like us, we would only need to run like 60 miles an hour to be able to run on water.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't. You could be half the speed of light, and all of those characters would still be able to run across the ocean. Like, what the fuck do you mean you need to get on a boat?
Dude, it breaks the premise of the series, man.
Yeah, it's just dumb.
Oh, it's funny. It's funny.
Luffy outrunning Kizaru? When the fuck does he outrun Kizaru?
Oh yeah. Anyways, we're about to hit the 3-hour mark, so I think I'm gonna start wrapping up soon.
Yeah.
We had a good discussion about Kagurabachi today, so I'm satisfied with that.
Next week.
Chapter was amazing. Cannot complain.
Bro, I'm gonna go back and watch your reaction again. Shit was peak.
Dude, I had so much fun reading through this. This is a good chapter. They've all been good. Like, when was the last time that you in your memory remembered that Kagurabachi had a bad chapter? Or like a mediocre one, like a mid chapter. Not even bad, just mid.
What chapter did I think was mid?
Like, I can't remember the last time I read this and thought, no, this is a mid chapter. It's been so good. Let me go back and read.
I don't think I haven't enjoyed a chapter of Kagurabachi.
Like, this was good.
People have their doubts about Iori, like, fighting back, but then the next chapter, like, no one had a problem with it.
Yeah.
I liked it.
I liked it from the start, dude.
I love it. Yeah.
Like, even just the dynamic of Chido versus Hirohiko. Like, this entire arc has been uplifted because of that. Just him having a rival. It's so good.
I think that is I think we can just lean into that. I think he's planning to, so I'm not going to rush it, but, like, we can lean a lot more into that rivalry, I think.
Yeah. And, like, people are always like, shonen rivals need to be on the same team, otherwise it's not a good rivalry. No, bro, you don't need your rival to be on the same team. This is, like, a perfect example. they're both kids, essentially. Well, they're both like 17, 18-ish, but they both didn't go to school. They both are just starting out with like their fighting. Well, Cheeto's been out for like 3 years, but in terms
There's
of
so many
like big
parallels between them,
battles,
it's
yeah,
crazy.
like they're practically the same side of like, or different sides of the same coin. Dude, I love that. It's such
And
a good rivalry.
They're both like sorcery prodigies as well.
Yeah. Like we had the reveal this chapter with the island. I love that chapter for it.
Fucking
65.
awesome.
I like this one because Kuguri was like going crazy. He was talking about the sword styles and he had the eye. Then we got to the hotel and then we got to find out about the Reagan 1 sword style. We got the little flashback. Chapter 64. This was also really good.
Even the like connector chapters are good. Like at the end of an arc when they meet up with the Kamanabi and
Yeah.
Chihiro gets berated about something. Like I even have fun reading those.
This was sauce. Where he slices the bus. Oh, perfect introduction chapter for him. As a fighter, because he was in the chapter before, but you know what I mean.
It's just so good, man.
Chapter before that. This is when we got Ayoti's introduction. Then he like crashes the school, he jumps super high. Start licking blood. He's on demon time, like Cheeto instantly wants to smoke even though he barely even recovered. This is his recovery chapter. This was like setting up like how they were gonna kill Samura. So I also like this chapter. Dude, I cannot remember the last time I thought a chapter was mid.
Honestly, man. I don't think I have thought that, I'll be honest with you. Call it glaze, I actually don't give a fuck. It's just true. Fact. I just don't think there's been a chapter I haven't liked.
It was a good chapter. It's a 0.1
I feel like
chapter.
you'll have a heart-to-heart with Hirohiko.
Dude, even the chapter that isn't like part of the main story, like the Sojo bathhouse chapter, even that was fun.
Yeah. Oh, actually, before we log off, I have a question for you and Enten. You know when Chihiro fought Sojo, this is the only part of Kagurabachi I don't understand, and I feel like I missed something. You know when they sit down and talk?
In their like dreams,
what?
right?
Yeah, what the fuck? Why does no one talk about this? Like, what the fuck do you mean they both, like, hallucinated a conversation? What is this Sukuna Jogo type shit?
I think it's because their spirit energies were clashing. Because you know how the blades make your spirit energy manifest physically? So what if they like were
Yeah, there's some kind of like
what if they were like their
connection,
energy?
right?
Yeah, what if their energies were like touching, and that's how they were like having a conversation? That's just kind of how I interpreted it. Because they also talk about how the blades have a true realm. And if sorcerers are the ones powering the blades, then I believe sorcerers would also have a true realm, like your inner self. And if you can bring that to life with sorcery, you know, there might be more to it than that, but
I think that's like it's definitely a setup for a mechanic that can happen, right? Like I agree. I think that's probably what we're gonna see between Chihiro and Hirohiko. Almost definitely. I think they're gonna fight with the blades, and they're gonna end up in a fucking spirit realm, or whatever the fuck you want to call it.
I could see that.
The Serete.
It's Serete, okay. Oh, this is good too. Dude, these chapters have all been good. What is this one?
You know what I'm low-key curious about though? Bossman said all the 5 enchanted blades together took down the Swordmaster when he was on a Megatsumi rampage.
Who said that?
Am I like I read it like half an hour ago. It was either fucking Yura or Samura. It was when they were talking. It was like it
Right.
took all 5 sword warriors to stop him.
True, yeah,
Right.
true.
Kagurabachi, don't get me wrong. I love the story. I love the characters. But there is a part of me that loves the sorcery fight manga, and I kind of just want to see that. I kind of just want to see what that looked like. I'm not gonna lie. Like, what do you mean they like? That must have been insane. No,
Yeah, but they're gonna have to
that
show
must
it
have
at
been a
some point.
crazy fight.
Because he still hasn't shown what Misaka even looks like. We just know their name.
Yep.
But I think he's gonna reveal it at some point. But I mean, he wouldn't need to, but it would be cool if he did.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about with some of these things. It's like it's like the Heian era. It's not necessary, but there are some things that a series just needs a cool factor sometimes.
It was a metaphor of each time they crossblade Kuguri, quote, a sword fight is a conversation. Oh, okay, yeah. I could see that. That Soda versus Chiro when they were talking was like a metaphor.
You're saying it didn't necessarily actually happen?
Yeah. I think it could be like both. Like the sword fight itself is a metaphor for a conversation, but their spirit energies clashing could have also been creating a conversation. Could be a bit about since you know that's what the sword blade, the enchanted blades are all about.
I think that's the thing is when it's saying like, I think it's very much a thing of the sword and the user kind of almost merging,
Yeah.
like becoming one. So like the idea of that they can just be fighting at the same time, it is literally like having a conversation. They're just one entity. So the fight between sword bearers is like, that's even closer to an actual fucking conversation. Because it's not like sword bearers don't fight with swords. It's like they're just fighting. Does that make sense? I feel like I explained that really badly, but it's like they lose the. They don't just have a sword. They're not a dude with a sword.
Yeah.
It's like they're one actual thing. Because it literally resonates with you. It's like a whole one chooses the wizard kind of thing, you know?
Yeah, because they literally say that like the swordmaster and his sword, they consumed each other, which means they became one and the same.
Exactly.
I think the last chapter that I thought was like mediocre, well not even like mediocre, but just not as good, was like chapter 52. So he's been like on a 20 plus chapter run where I think that he's like been consistently pushing out 9 out of 10, 8 out of 10 plus chapters. Easily.
Yeah, it's just been amazing.
And even this chapter isn't bad. I'd say it's like a 6.5 maybe. It's not bad. It's not even mid, bro. It's like, dude, he's just consistently been pushing out good content. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's been really good. Okay, I'm gonna dip because
yeah, I'm gonna end stream now
other
anyways. So, but yeah, thank you for joining. It's fun having you on.
Yeah, no stress, man. It's fun.
Yeah.
See you all next week, I guess.
Yes, I can't wait.
I'm so excited. Alright, anyway, I do need to head out, so I'll catch you in a bit.
See you later.
How the fuck do I leave? Oh, there we go.
But yeah, so thank you guys for watching the stream. Thank you for liking the stream. Thank you for joining me on this conversation for so long. Just gonna go back up the chat and thank every single one of y'all. Alphobe, N10, thank you for joining. Ty, thank you for joining. Tiberius, thank you for joining. Fantoast. Ernst, thank you for joining. And everyone else who was watching, who didn't comment, but still watched the content, thank you for joining as well. And hopefully I'll see you guys next week for another amazing chapter.